Let's get going, everybody. We are going to be covering round number 1 of the New York event. It's called the Blitzfield Invitational. Let's take a look at the let's go back and take a look at the standings, or not standings, the players. There are 10 players in the tournament. Now, for everybody who's wondering, this is an IM norm tournament, meaning Levy is playing down. He's trying to farm. He's not going after Grandmaster norms. Probably just trying to build up a little bit of confidence. As we look at the ratings here, I think you guys can see it. We have a 2268, 2159, 2127. Levy is the 4th highest rated player in the tournament, 2353. So yeah, Levy is the 4th highest rated player in the event. So let me change the scene. Sorry, I've got the wrong scene. There we go. Wrong. I should open image, save image as. There we go. There we go. And here we go. Okay, so we are going to be covering the event, you guys. Levy's playing for money. I don't think Levy is making any money from this event. I don't think he's being paid to play, or maybe he is because he's an IM. But anyway, all right, round number 1, Levy playing at 2220. Pedro Espinosa from the United States of America. Looks like a kid. Let me take a look at his progression. Could be a dangerous first round pairing, actually. Let me take a look. Chess Fide. Let's see. Pedro Espinosa. Standard is 2220. Okay. He is born in 2004, so he's 21 years old. So not super young, which is good for Levy. Actually, he's had, looks like very choppy, up and down. Up and down. Yeah, he was up at 2287 in August of 23. So somewhat dangerous player potentially. It's called the Blitzfuel. It's called the Blitzfuel Invitational. I think Blitzfuel is a new company. They have some energy drink and they've sponsored some of the events like this and the other one. I made the FIDE page crash. Did I? I didn't mean to. Maybe I did, but I did not mean to. Definitely did not mean to. So, all right. Anyway. This is not a tournament for Levy to make a norm. No, Levy is farming lower rated players, so it is what it is. He's probably trying to build up his confidence. But yeah. So Hikaru in round 1. I don't know what Pedro Espinosa plays. We got D4. So we won't get a Hikaru. I assume Levy's going to play more of this Queen's Gambit decline type stuff, like D5, E6, A6. Not D6, of course, but I expect more of this D6, E6, A6, like Queen's Gambit decline type stuff, if I had to guess, like Janowski style or something. Flip the board? Sure, let's flip the board. Why not? Actually, the logo is too small, so sorry. Let me adjust the logo. There we go. I don't think there are any cans for anybody who's wondering. Let me actually make sure I get this correct too for later. Okay, there we go. All right. So, okay, Levy is thinking here, or maybe Levy is doing his best Magnus Carlsen impersonation of being a little bit late. Is this tournament important to Levy? I mean, I think what I would say about this tournament is Levy doesn't... Oh, Levy plays the Dutch. Okay, now Dutch is another opening he has played a little bit. Levy has played the Dutch here or there, so it's not a huge shock. It's also the opening that his coach Arturs Nixons plays. No, it's not a terrible opening. It's completely fine. Why the logo at all? Because that's generally what you do to show a sign of respect. I mean, yeah. Thank you so much to Blitzfuel for the 1-month sub. Actually, we don't want to look at it from White's point of view. Levy has no GM norms, so he's trying to play for rating. He's playing for rating. Classical chess Sag. No, it's no, don't get twisted. No, that's the sponsor of the tournament. It's sponsored by Blitzfuel. Dutch can be a great was there a contract? No, but it's like, yeah, I could just not show the logo, but it's not right. Okay, we got C4 knight F6. White has many options here. We're just going to see how it plays out, but we'll get the first probably 10 moves pretty quickly if I had to guess, because the Dutch is pretty straightforward. Am I excited for Freestyle Fridays? Yes, you guys, I'm super excited because I'm going to be honest. My favorite day of the week by far is Tuesday for obvious reasons with two Tilted Tuesdays. But having a Freestyle Friday, effectively a similar term to what Title Tuesday is really good. Really, really good. So, yeah. Am I playing on stream? Well, I did just play 8 games and I got my rating pumped up. So my rating got all pumped up. I got my rating pumped up to like 3318, which I think is pretty good. Pretty decent rating. I don't think there are any camps. Freestyle Friday is effectively Title Tuesday. I think it's going to be the same thing, like 11 rounds. Swiss tournament with $1,000 in prizes. Yes, it's a little bit less than Title Tuesday at the start, but you never know. It might get there, and pretty exciting. It's a good way to get it's good marketing ploy too, because it's pretty cheap for them. You're going to get a lot of people playing the event, so it's a good idea. Okay, so Levy plays G6. So Levy, this is where we change a song. Let's change a song. This is where we change a song. Let's change a song in honor of this. There we go. Most people probably won't get the reference, but so what? This is a good song for right now. Good song for right now. So we have G6 being played here by Levy. Fly like a G6. No. What is it? This is a Dutch opening. What's the variation, you guys? What's this variation, you guys? Come on. Yes. So of course, this is a Leningrad Dutch that's being played. So we have to put the Stalingrad. No, it's called the Leningrad Dutch. Stalingrad was what, St. Petersburg, or was Stalingrad? Wasn't Leningrad, was it? Or was it? No. Stalingrad is it's Volgograd. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, this is the Leningrad. Leningrad is St. Petersburg. Okay, I've got the order wrong. Yeah. So we have the Leningrad variation of the Dutch from Levy. Pretty normal. The big question here for white is, do you play for early expansion on the queen side, or do you put the knight on f3 or h3? He puts the knight on f3, so very standard. Also, for anybody who's wondering, obviously, you know, there's a certain guy who no longer plays chess professionally who really revolutionized the Dutch and brought it back from the dead in the early 2010s. There was this guy, Hikaru Nakamura, who actually played the Dutch in a lot of top-level events. He played against players like Alexander Grishuk, Vladimir Kramnik. He might have played against Vishy Anand. So Hikaru really repopularized this. This was an open that was kind of dead, and then in around 2010, I revitalized it. I started playing it a lot, and it's an opening I hold very near and dear to my heart. It also is the opening that I played when I won the US Championship in 2019. In the last round, I played this variation against Jeffrey Zhang, and I won in the last round. So the Dutch is an opening that I hold very near and dear to my heart. You're Hikaru? I know exactly. Yeah. Love the third person commentary. Some people can't handle it and they get annoyed when I do the third person, but I just do it because I think it's pretty funny. It's not like some like ego thing or something. It's just kind of funny. So yeah. So anyway, big question here for Levy is, which line will he play? Will he play d6 knight c6? Will he play d6 c6? Or will he play d6 queen e8? I mean, d6 and queen e8 is a really old line. So Ginger GM beat reporting it too. Yeah. Freestyles tomorrow. Oh, is Freestyle Friday tomorrow? Oh right, it's Friday. Of course, it's January 17th. A bunch of options are expiring. Why am I losing my mind? I'm not thinking. Sorry, you guys. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Tomorrow's Friday, so we will be playing, of course. We'll get castles, and the big question is, will Levy play c6, knight c6, or queen e8? Or does it start on the 24th? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm smoking something. Sorry, guys. Maybe I'm smoking something bad tonight. So it's 1 week. Okay. So white can also try to play something like b4, d5, but I expect castles here. I mean, c6 is objectively the most solid. Knight c6 is what I beat Jeffrey with. Queen e8 is... If your opponent doesn't know queen e8 perfectly, then it's playable. But the whole line with queen e8 and I believe knight d5 is supposed to be very dangerous for black if your opponent knows it all the way out. So queen e8 is like the poker variation where you bluff and you gamble and you hope your opponent doesn't know the theory. Otherwise, you play c6, which is objectively the most solid, or you play knight c6. Also, I think Hikaru played c6 and won a game against Boris Gelfand in Vaikonze, which is starting tomorrow. I think I beat Boris in Vaikonze in like 20 13 maybe was a draw. I mean, it's so long ago that I don't even remember, but we get c6, which makes the most sense. Now white has a bunch of options. White can play b3, b4, rook e1. Rook b1 is also an option as well. I believe rook b1 is what Vladimir Kramnik played against Hikaru some years back. I think it's a very testing variation, so we'll see. Are chess ratings deflating or inflating? I think they're deflating at the top level. I think there is great parity in the game of chess now, more so than ever before. Queen b3 was also played by, I think, Peter Heine Nielsen. I think Peter played queen b3 against me in the NH tournament in like 2009. I think Peter played queen b3 against me. So they're like literally 20 different moves here. But this is a line that I really repopularized in the 2010s. So if you were to ask me, bishop f4 is playable, don't expect it. Queen b3 is a really finesse and nuanced line, don't expect it. My best guess will get rook e1, rook b1, or b3. One of those three moves. Why do you talk to yourself like a third person? Because it's just sort of a meme and a joke and it's something funny. That's why. Actually, Levy's not playing this in honor of me. Levy is playing this in honor of his coach Archer's Neek Sands. That's why. b4 is a move, but I don't believe that b4 is supposed to be great here. Doesn't b4 run into e5? It does, but apparently white's still better. Okay. Yeah. I'm drinking out of my mug. I'm drinking coffee, you guys. Drinking coffee. The problem is it was hot 30 minutes ago before I started playing Blitz, and now it's like it's fine, but it's not hot. If I was invited, would I play Vikonze again? Just play the Dutch against the Dutch? I played the Dutch in Vikonze quite a few times. But to answer your question, I think at this point in my career, I probably will never play Vikonze again. Also, just to since a lot of you guys are watching, I don't know if Norway Chess officially announced it yet, but I will be the 6th and final player playing in Norway Chess. Ultimately, I came to the conclusion that I'm going to play Norway Chess and skip the Grand Swiss. So I made my decision on which event I'm going to play in May/June, and that's what I'm doing. So I'll be playing Norway Chess alongside Magnus, Fabiano, Arjun, Gukesh, and I think it's Wei Yi if I remember correctly. So I'm going to be playing in Norway Chess. Yeah. And for anybody who hasn't been watching recently, this isn't public, but you know, I don't care. B, it's FIDE, so whatever. But my understanding is that there's going to be an announcement about the Grand Swiss, and it's going to be held in London right after Norway Chess. So I didn't really want to wait around and sort of have to like try and make decisions. So I just decided that, like, you know, regardless of when that announcement comes, I'm going to play Norway Chess instead. What does Levy need to get GM status? He needs his ranking to go up from 2353 currently to 2500. He needs to gain a whopping 147 points. And he also needs to have 3 performances of a certain category. So, and for anybody who's asking also, I will probably play the World Cup, but my main focus is going to be on freestyle chess in 2025. So, yeah. Easy souse for Levy. Souse. Yeah. We'll see. Why didn't I play the Puzzle Championship today? I was looking forward to it. I mean, I'll tell you why I didn't play the Puzzle Championship, you guys. You want to know why? It's because I'm not good enough. First of all, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I were a little bit younger, I could compete. Like if I were 10 years younger, maybe I would be competitive. But first of all, I'm not competitive. Secondly, I'm just too old. Like I'm just too old for puzzles. Like bullet and puzzles are just like, they don't, as you get older, they do not go hand in hand. You just basically like, I did a puzzle battle against Andy Woodward the other day, and I was at like 53 and he was at like 56. And it's like, I don't have the mouse speed, let alone the puzzle memorization. So it's something where it's like, I don't really see the point. He got a 60 today. Nice. I mean, 60 is my all-time high, but I mean, people have gotten higher for sure. Like Ray has like a 63 or 64. Like, yeah. Fight against the age. I mean, I can definitely. Okay, we get D5. Okay, so we get this. This is actually the main line, by the way. Levy should play E5 instantly. We got e5 takes. This is still following the game between Boris Gelfand and Hikaru Nakamura, played in Vaikonze in I don't know when, 2013, 2012, whenever it was, 500 years ago, literally. So yeah, we got e5. Probably we'll get pawn takes pawn. We will get the classic "en peasant," the famous French phrase, as immortalized by Felix Longuegel, so also known as XQC, the famous legendary French linguist. So probably we'll get pawn takes pawn here. I played ding this variation. That's not shocking, actually. Not shocking. Apparently e4 is possible too. But pawn takes pawn is the line. It's like takes. I believe white's supposed to go b3, and it's like knight a6, knight g5, and like rook e8. You get some position like this where white gets the two b's, but black is very solid in the middle of the board. So do you lose GM status if you go below 2500? No, you do not. Grandmaster title is bestowed upon you for life, so until the day that I die, I will be a grandmaster. Yeah, I'll be a grandmaster forever. Yeah, tell that to Igor Rouse as well. That's a different situation, you guys. Thank you for mentioning that, you guys, as always. I don't know why Levy's opponent is thinking here, by the way. Pawn takes pawn is pretty obvious. They're playing with a 15-minute delay, which is why the game is going on right now. So we'll see. Yeah, and peasant should be played here. Computer actually thinks e4 is playable too, but nobody goes e4. Everybody takes on e6. Everybody takes on e6. Yeah. What's really insane though is that, like, the first time I studied this exact position was all the way back in 2009. I actually remember this. I was in I remember this very well. Or was it 2010? Let me think about this for a second. Yeah, the first time I studied this was in the fall/winter of 2009. At the time I was living in Seattle, near this Green Lake area, and I remember, like, I was playing a lot of poker online on Full Tilt, but I took a break during that period for a bit. I was studying some Dutches and King's Indians before the London Chess Classic, and so the first time that I ever looked at this position was back in 2009, which is probably before Levy was even playing chess, which is kind of disturbing in a way. Do I recommend Seattle for living? Knight g5 is also tricky because I think bishop c4. No, queen a. No, it's the wrong order. You have to go b3 first. Queen d3 is also a move. Bishop f4 is also a move. But what was someone's asking me a question? I just lost I lost the thread. Oh, Seattle. Yeah, so Seattle, I would say, is very simple. If you have a significant other, or you have a bunch of friends who work, like, let's just say at Microsoft, for example, or Amazon, one of those companies. If you have a good network of friends and or a significant other, I think Seattle is one of the best possible places to live. If you don't have either of those things, I think Seattle is actually one of the worst places to live because the weather is very, very, very mediocre in the winter. And there's also this other thing called the Seattle freeze, which is that people within Seattle, they tend to stick within their groups of who they talk to. So basically, I would say for Seattle, it comes down to whether you have, like, established friends, you have, like, a friend group and that stuff. If you have that, or you have a significant other, I think Seattle is one of the best places you can live. The food is great. I mean, you can go out and be active. But if you don't have those things, if you don't have the social aspect already kind of embedded in your everyday life, I think it's a very, very tough place to live. Very, very tough place to live. I mean, everyone's heard of the Seattle freeze, haven't they? I mean, I assume they had. Surely there's an article on it, right? Oh, there's a Wikipedia article. Yep, there's a Wikipedia article. The Seattle freeze. Let me stop the music for 1 second. Yeah, we'll get back to the game. See, the Seattle freeze is, according to widely held belief, a difficulty with making new friends in the American city of Seattle, Washington, particularly for transplants from other areas. A 2005 article in the Seattle Times, written by Julia Sommerfeld, appears to be the first known use of the term, although the phenomenon was documented during rapid population increases earlier in time. So, anyway, there we go. Let's get back to the game. Let me put the music back on. Levy played what? Knight a6 instantly, all standard. Knight g5, bishop b2, a lot of moves. If Levy wants to be GM, why is he playing the IM section? I think Levy's trying to farm for confidence. He's trying to farm some rating for confidence. And also, I'm going to be honest, I think Levy probably doesn't want to be in a situation where if he plays very badly, everyone's going to be poo-pooing on him. So if he doesn't feel like he's ready to play in a GM norm tournament, then he probably wants to play, but without the stakes or the stress of potentially a bad result. But of course, he could have a bad result here too, and maybe the same thing will be the same. It'll be the same. Oh, actually, I should change it. Billy Joel's great and all, but let's change. I don't know why it went to Billy Joel on this playlist too, but it did. Anyway, 2, 3, 4. So white here should play either like bishop b2 or knight g5. Those are the two main moves here. Is there Joel controversy? Joel who? But my personal opinion about this is that actually from a general standpoint, I mean, if Levy is serious about trying to go for GM, I think it's a mistake to be playing in these events, because the more you play against players who are lower rated, the more you acquire bad habits. I would say it's very similar to one thing that I recently realized, which is that when I try to farm a lot on chess.com, players of a lower level, they make far more mistakes. The defense, whether it's on the board or on the clock, is far less than it is from the top players or anyone over 2600 even. So I think from that standpoint, Levy playing players who are lower rated, I think it's actually bad, because you acquire more bad habits. You're not playing against the best competition that you can, and I don't think it actually improves your level. I think it only hurts your level. So I think from the general standpoint, if Levy is serious about it, as opposed to it being purely content, I don't think this is actually the right way of going about it. The Krakens, yeah. Okay, so white should play either knight g5 or bishop b2. One of these two moves. The distance with too much resistance. So anyway, let's not get too into drama, because I said about Seattle, so now there are people watching from Seattle, they're like, you're making stuff up that's not really real. But am I gonna play blitz later? Probably not. Okay, we got bishop b2. Okay, rook e8, knight e4, I think knight c5, maybe queen e7. I think there are 4 moves. There's uno, dos, tres, cuatro. 4 options here. Have I hiked Mount Rainier? No, I have not. No. I've done a bunch of the 14ers in Colorado. I did Mount Baldy. I would like to do Mount Whitney sometime, but you know, we'll see. And if I ever feel really giddy, I'll go do Mount Denali, or McKinley as Trump would call it, in Alaska. Hikaru after hours. Let's go. We're covering Levy's tournament here. So anyway, all right, 4 options for Levy. Like I said, knight c5, queen e7, rook e8, or knight e4. One of these 4 moves should be played. I personally don't think Levy's going to get to GM. No. I feel like the way that I would put it is that I feel like it's like an hourglass, and the amount of time that you have to improve, especially as you get older, it becomes less and less. And I feel like if Levy's trying, he should be playing against GMs. He should just try and play the strongest possible competition, even if he gets crushed a couple of games. That's the hourglass, the amount of time he has to improve, it's dwindling. And so I don't really see it based on playing these sorts of events. Now, if you were playing against, like, trying to play 2500 GMs, playing these tournaments in like Charlotte or elsewhere, that would be the best shot, in my opinion. That would be the best shot, because his rating basically hasn't gone up now since he started coming back to playing chess about a year ago. I mean, that's just my general take, but I mean, who knows? I could be wrong, obviously. What about the guy that made it as 70s? Was that from winning a tournament specifically? If someone became a GM at 70, they probably won the World Senior Championship, I'm guessing. Or they were already like right around 2500 or over 2500. You're saying 15 is late for GM, but Levy's 29? 15 is not late for GM. It's late from the standpoint of if you're trying to become like a professional, like you're not gonna become a professional player is basically the point. Like when I say like GM 15 or something, if you're trying to make a career out of chess and be a professional, you need to be a GM. I mean, frankly, I would say now by like 15 at the latest. So what if he stopped making content and focus on chess? I mean, I think it's still a big long shot at this point, but it's also be ridiculous. I mean, that's literally that's like insane. You want to go from making millions of dollars to making nothing? I mean, all for a title. That's some interesting math. That's a very interesting math. Yes, that's some very interesting math. Yeah, cutting off your nose to spite your face. Yeah. It's good math. I mean, I'll tell you what Levy's big mistake was in terms of becoming a GM is that once he got to IM, I think he was like 16 or 17 and he was like 24-30. And if he had kept going there, I have no doubt there's no doubt in my mind that he would have become a GM within the next year. I don't know if he was 16, 17. I mean, I could probably look at his chart when he became an IM, but if Levy had kept going when he became an IM versus basically stopping for a bit, I think he would have become a GM then. Almost for sure, in my opinion. Almost for sure. I'd say like 80% chance or more. Oh, that's just my two cents. He didn't make IM until 2018, which is what, 7 years. So he was no, but he was as a junior. When did he reach his peak? Let me see. Levy Rosman, FIDE profile. Let me take a look. Like I'll also let me take a look at his individual rating progress chart. Levy's peak was 2018. This is right. This is what the time I'm talking about right here. 2016. He broke 2400. I don't know if he became an IM then or not. But but you see, he has these big periods. He gets here, doesn't play one tournament, doesn't play for like 4 months. One tournament, doesn't play for 4 months. So he basically plays like 1, 2. He plays right when he peaked in December 2016. He didn't play he played like 2 tournaments in all of 2017. That's the exact window where Levy could have probably improved a lot and become a GM. This is the exact window of time right here in 2016. I think you can see my cursor, right? It's this exact period right here. He played 2 tournaments, dropped, and he lost a year, and then kind of the window's not completely gone, but the massive improvement is yeah, it's difficult. Then he only plays 2 tournaments here too. Plays next month, takes 5 months off. By this point, Levy, I think, was in college. By 2019, Levy surely was in college, right? Or 2018, 2019, I'm not sure. But yeah, right around here, 2016. This is when, I mean, because he's having the massive gaps. He's still pretty young. That's what, 9 years ago. So he's 20 years old. That's right when he needed to push hard and just play as much as he could right at that window. But you know, it's what it is. It's what it is. It's what it is. So anyway, back to the game. Levy thinking here. He was in college and stopped calling me Shirley. Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's the same thing for me. For people who ask me about did I go to college, I went briefly, but I went briefly, but I dropped out. There were a couple of reasons, but probably the single biggest reason, and I think I've spoken about this before on stream, is that what was I going to say? Is that I was not studying chess at all when I was at college, like literally for like 6 months, from like, I don't know, what's it, July, August of 2006. I mean, gosh, that's so long ago. I wasn't, that's crazy, 2006. It's nearly 20 years ago. I wasn't studying chess at all for like 6 months, and then in November I went to play the tournament in Philadelphia, whatever the November tournament is. I think it's the Thanksgiving chess tournament, Philadelphia. Let me find it. National Chess Congress. I went to play the National Chess Congress. It was like end of November in 2006, after I didn't study any chess whatsoever, and I scored 5.5 points out of 6, and I won the tournament. I beat a couple of GMs, and that's basically with no prep. And that kind of really for me was a sign that like I should just give it my best shot in chess, because with school I could always go back later if I wanted to, and with chess the window was already kind of starting to close a little bit in terms of improvement. So it's all about like there's a period when you can improve, and if you don't improve in that window of time, you're never going to have like this massive improvement. We can talk about neuroplasticity or other things, but that's just the reality. Just the reality. So let's see what Levy plays here. If I had to guess, I mean, rook e8 is the move that I know is the most sound. Queen e7 is also fine. I mean, if it were me, I'd play rook e8 or queen e7. The fact that Levy is thinking here, by the way, is a bad sign, though. Makes me wonder if maybe his opponent is not a natural d4 player, because Levy should have this memorized like this. He should have it memorized like this. It should be like this. It should literally be in his mind. Because like I mean I haven't studied this for a while, but like even from 2009 I still remember that rook e8 and queen e7 are the best moves. I mean, as I said, knight c5 and knight e4 are playable, but rook e8 and queen e7 are the two moves, and Levy's using a lot of time here, which he shouldn't be using if he prepared this before the game. Either Espinosa doesn't play d5 or he's not a d4 player. So let me open up. Do I even have ChessBase on this computer? Okay. ChessBase 4, oh, but ChessBase 14 doesn't have the online database. I guess I mean I don't have the online database, so I can't do internet sleuthing. Someone else can check in ChessBase. So his opponent plays d4 every game. Pro player doesn't have ChessBase 17. I know, tell me about it, you guys. I don't. I know. He's a regular d4 player. So I mean, either Levy had no, so someone who can actually look at this kid's games, tell me which of the following is true. The kid has very few games in the Dutch defense, or he's played another variation within the Dutch. Which one is it? Like within the Dutch, are there very few games, like there's no information, or does he not normally play the classic Leningrad setup? That's the question. That's actually the big question. So someone in chat can tell me if they look through Espinosa's games. You're not a pro though, so it's not surprising you don't have ChessBase. Yeah, I mean, of course, obviously. He only has one game. Okay, so he only has one game in the Dutch. So basically, Levy had no information on which line he was going to play, and that's okay. So that's the answer. Simple answer. It's obvious the guy plays Sam Shanklin's chessable repertoire. Levy just didn't prep insanely well. Oh, you're kidding me? Shanklin did a repertoire on this? Man, chessable is literally the worst thing ever. It's basically killing the edge that older players have in the game, because all these courses just, they help these kids just literally memorize these lines, and you can't get an edge. Chessable is the single worst thing to ever happen to chess. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Anyway, so all right, let's see what we get from Levy. We're waiting for a move here. Chesley is definitely not better for the range that I'm talking about. If you're talking about Chesley might be fine for complete beginners, but Chessable, if you're a serious player like 2200 and above, the access to find information on Chessable, to find a course by a GM, like the resources are very, very good. Very, very good. If you're a beginner, I can't really comment on that range, because I mean, I'm not super familiar with what's out there, you know, across the board. But I would say that if you're like a 2200 or above, and you're a young kid and you're hungry, Chessable, you're gonna find the course on the openings that you want, and you're gonna be pretty happy. You're gonna be happy about it. So that's the simple gist of it, is what I would say. Simple gist. Simple gist of it. So anyway, all right. Is beating a national master OTB a good accomplishment, even though they were old? Yeah, of course it's an accomplishment, because they still have good they're still gonna have a good knowledge base, and classes is permanent. So yeah, of course it's good. I mean, it's very good. A player who's master, was a master at any point, I mean, they're better than 99% of people who've ever played. Okay, let's see what Levy does here. I really don't like that Levy's using so much time. Queen e7 rookie. Why did you stop gambling on stream? I mean, I did it for a very short period, but frankly, I just didn't enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy it. It wasn't something that I really enjoyed. I mean, you know, I'll give you guys a better example. So a better example, speaking of this, is I was in Las Vegas over the weekend, okay? And I actually played I played quite a bit of blackjack. I played 6 sessions of blackjack and I won every single session, which of course is a very interesting stat. But if I want to do that, like, I can just go to Vegas and like I can just do that. And as far as slots go, I mean, there you have no control over what's going on. So yes, I did it for a short period of time, but I didn't really enjoy it. I don't think it brings anything to the community. So if I'm not enjoying it, then what's the point, really? But anyway, so let's see what Levy plays here. I mean, that's the answer for anybody who wants the answer. Okay, plain and simple, that's the answer. I just didn't enjoy it. So anyway, now let's see what we get here. Would I appear on JRE? Of course I would. I mean, JRE would probably love to have me on. I'm surprised he didn't reach out to me, because like I could go and complain about the vaccine, because people forget, but I actually like I became a victim of that whole thing. Because I got stuck in lockdown in Poland in 2021. So I'm a little surprised that like he never reached out to me to go on a show, because I could go on and complain about how wrong it was. Anyway, so yeah, no, he said he would, but I mean, they never reached out to me. They have all my contact info. So I got stuck in Poland because like I tested positive for COVID, and then I got stuck there for 2 weeks, which was like ridiculous, but whatever, like whatever. So anyway, so let's see what we get here from Levy. Queen e7, rook e8. What other options? Why is Levy so slow here, by the way? Why is Levy so slow? He's got to pick a move soon. I don't like it, by the way. I don't like it. Actually, wait, is it on a shuffle? Wait, it is on shuffle. Why is it playing? That's like the second Billy Joel song, like 3 songs. It's weird. Weird. Okay. I do have it on shuffle. I do have shuffle on, but still. The other reason I don't like Levy's time usage is because in this position, White's moves are generally a little bit easier in terms of plans. It's not to say his opponent's going to know everything or move quickly, but you're going to get some position like this, just to illustrate, and you got some position like this, and basically what happens is White has the 2 Bs. White has very obvious ideas like b4, b5, or knight d4, knight f4, and Black's the one who's going to have to use a lot of time. Now his opponent might use time because he might be unfamiliar with the position too, but in general the flow of the game here is more in White's favor. So I don't really like the fact that Levy's using a lot of time, because I think he's going to need the time on the next couple of moves, much more so than this move. Queen e7 and rook e8 are both completely fine. There's really no major difference. Can you equalize with a Dutch defense? You're a little bit worse. Generally, you're a little bit worse. And the reason you're worse is because you're basically playing a King's Indian. But you see, like, the King's Indian is fine. If your pawn is on f7 here, this is a fine position. But by playing f5, you create weaknesses around your king on the diagonal. You create weaknesses in the center of the board. So generally, pushing your f pawn on move 1 is a little bit dubious. You play f5 because you want an imbalanced game where you have chances to win. Watch a Wesley So video. I don't know what video that is. No idea what that is. I just don't know why Levy's thinking so much, because it's not a critical position. If you go queen e7 or rook e8, there's no big difference between either move. There's a new one on chess.com. Okay. Thoughts on Asmongold and Elon Musk feud? I don't know what's wrong with Elon. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I don't know what's going on with Elon. I mean, the guy's the richest. He's the richest guy in the world. Like literally the richest guy in the world. And I mean, he's getting in. He's like playing on boosted accounts and getting into arguments with gamers. Like the guy literally has two companies that are worth like. I mean, Tesla's obviously worth like 1.5 or 1.6 trillion. I mean, SpaceX, even if it's private, it's got to be worth at least like a couple hundred billion, if not more. Like, what's he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing? Like, I don't even understand it. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't even understand. It's bizarre to me. It's just bizarre. I mean, like, Asmongold is a gamer. Like, look, don't get me wrong. Like, I like Asmongold. I mean, he plays a lot of WoW and all this other stuff, and like, you know, he's a gamer. But like, if you compare Asmongold to Elon, I mean, Elon's literally doing something to change the world. Asmon's just a streamer, a gamer, like I am, or many others. Like, why is he getting into a fight with someone like that? Like, what? Like, why? Huh? Okay, Levy goes 94. I mean, this is a move, but I don't recall as being the best move in general. I'm guessing that Levy's playing this because he figures that his opponent is better prepared for the main lines with Rook E8 and Queen E7. That's my assumption. No. Anyway, that's my take on it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I doubt this is Levy thinking over his prep. I mean, obviously I'll do a recap. I'm sure he'll do a recap as well on the game. My general thoughts here is that probably Levy knows that there are a couple options, but he figures that Rook E8 and Queen E7, his opponent's going to be super prepped, whereas with 94, there's more chance his opponent's out of book. That's my best guess. I'm sure that his opponent's not, though, because this is all very standard still. I mean, Queen C1 is also a move here to just guard the knight. This is also completely fine. It's more flexible. It's actually not, because if white plays knight d4 and takes, now you're going to get a very, very fixed structure here. On the flip side, his opponent could see the boogeyman, because if you were to take, I think there's a problem here with c5, right? Or it's Queen e7 first, and then you go c5. The queen guards the juicer, so white can't capture, and suddenly white's going to lose material, either the knight or the bishop on the diagonal. So So basically, it's actually much more fixed when you go knight e4. Because if you play like rook e8, knight c5, take, or not rook e7, sorry, something like, I don't know, like knight c5, takes e3. Here you have far more options. You can put the knight everywhere. e4, g4, d7, a5, a4 also moves. So you actually have more options here. I mean, but again, it's going to depend a lot on what his opponent does. It's either going to work out great or it's going to work out pretty horribly, I think. So let's see what we get. I played some blitz earlier for anybody who's wondering. Knight d4, bishop f7, I think is, I mean, takes is just not very good, because here white gets a very nice structure as well. Big issue for black in the long term is that if you ever get a position like, I'm just going to set this up, something like this, you always have this weak backwards pawn that's a big pressure point, and white also has b4, b5 to try to open up this long diagonal for the bishop. So both of those things make it a little bit hard to play. What's on the agenda? We're just covering Levy's game. It's pretty chill evening stream. Tomorrow we're gonna have a long, I mean, we might be doing 1 or 2 streams, I don't know, we'll see how I break it down, but we're gonna have a long day tomorrow. The goat is live during my dinner. Yeah, Levy's B's are pointing the wrong way. Yeah. Did I see the Gukesh Vishy ad? I did see it, actually. I did see it. It's pretty funny. The thing that's weird about it, though, is I guarantee that Gukesh doesn't know anything about Skibbity Toilet. He probably just picked up the line for the ad. So all right, let's see what we get here. But it was a good ad. It was pretty lighthearted and pretty funny. Why isn't Levy streaming the game? I think the reason Levy's not streaming this is Levy, I think, might have said this on his stream at some point. He definitely said this to me privately, is that when these games were being broadcast, there were like people literally going to the Marshall and like trying to take pictures with him during the game, or videos and all kinds of crazy stuff, which already gets into a very gray, sketchy area, especially as it relates to like anti-cheating. And so I think Levy he's trying to mitigate people being aware of the event, or trying to avoid any of the insanity. Is my guess. I could be wrong on that, but that's my guess. is that he probably figures it's like it's a bunch of there's like a bunch of random nonsense that could happen that could be very bad. He said in his stream he doesn't want his coach to make recaps. Huh? Yeah. So seriously, how do you get such a pretty wife? Thank you for asking the question. Thank you for asking that question. Thank you for asking that question. People are weird. Okay, so knight d4 or queen c1, one of these, or queen c2 is a little bit awkward because you run into knight b4 and these knights are really active. So probably queen c1 or knight d4. We'll see which one we get. XQC is streaming with the Twitch CEO right now. They're on move number 12 right now. So I'm just adjusting my fan, my Wuzoo. That's good. Okay. So, all right. Knight d4 or queen c1 are the two best moves here. I don't really see rook c1 is actually playable too, but to me it feels a little bit awkward somehow because the bishop on b2 isn't guarded here, whereas when you go queen c1, if we go back one move, the queen guards the bishop, so now the knight is free to go whichever way it wants without this bishop hanging on this b2 square. A fan in January is wild. Well, I'll tell you why a fan is wild. It's because I have my computer, but I also have my big computer. I have one of my big computers here as well. So it's always very hot because that computer is always on. So, yeah. So I basically have two computers that are always on. Although that one doesn't have a screen or anything plugged in, so I have to access that remotely. Interesting, yeah, interesting. Yes, thank you. Very funny. Okay. Can I analyze without the engine? I'm not really looking at the engine, actually. Most of this I'm just basing on my own general knowledge. Because I have played the Dutch a lot. As I mentioned before, from probably 2009 to 20... when did I sort of stop playing the Dutch? I feel like from 2009 to like maybe 2012-ish, I played the Dutch a lot, like literally a lot. The difference between queen c2 and queen c1 is if you go queen c2, black is knight b4, and you gain a tempo on the queen. Cam is frozen? What? My cam isn't frozen. I'm not frozen. But thank you for asking. Definitely not frozen. So anyway, okay, Levy's choice might actually be working out because his opponent is thinking for a long time here, so his choice might actually end up being the right choice because his opponent's not moving. His opponent's using a lot of time. Tu hablas español? I mean, of course. I mean, everybody here in America speaks Spanish, at least for now. What's the time control? The time control is 90 minutes plus 30-second increment for move one. I think at move 40 they get a little bit more time. I think they get 30. They get more time. They get 30 minutes. Yeah. I mean, if I were playing here, I would go queen c1, and the reason is very simple. After rook c1, queen e7, you can't really take because the bishop takes b2. So for me, I would go queen c1 just because the queen guards the bishop and the knight is free to capture, where you don't hang anything on b2. So that's probably what I would play. You and Levy play a lot of same openings, Vienna Dutch English Grand Prix. Well, everybody's universal, so that's not really saying a whole lot. But I would say that in general there are a lot of openings that you can play, and as long as you've studied them, everything is playable. Everything is playable, so it's not really very surprising. It's already 8 p.m. in New York City. This game's going to end at 11:12. Yeah, this is why chess is a very rough thing to spend your life on, you guys, because think about the players trying to become IMs or GMs. They're literally playing chess at midnight. Like, I mean, what kind of life is that? You're playing chess at midnight to try and get a norm. I mean, like, what kind of life is that? That's generally not how I envision most people wanting to spend their evenings. It's the dream. Maybe for some people it's a dream. Maybe for some people it's a dream. Definitely not me. But anyway, all right. It's mid-January. You should take your tree down. Oh, that tree, that Christmas thing, I will never take that down. And the reason I will never take that down is it's probably one of the most important things that I have in this room as a setup. Because those of you guys who are watching my stream in 2021, I had another one of those when I was streaming from TSM. And unfortunately, like, one of the spires broke and it wasn't great, so I ended up getting rid of it. But this is another one that my grandmother actually had. So, like, my grandmother had this in her room from like Christmas 2020 until she passed on in March of 2023, I believe it was. So, like, I will always I will always have this in my room. Like, I'm never getting rid of that ever. So yeah. So anyway, all right. So let's see what Pedro Espinosa plays here. She was on my 1 million followers video. Yeah, she was. Yes. Can we get knight d4 played? Probably bishop to f7 here, I assume. Bishop f7 or queen e... No, but actually queen e7 white can probably take, right? Let's see, what's computer say? Can you get away with this? Oh, actually just taking queen d4. Actually, very simple way to win. Yeah, so Levy should go bishop f7. If he plays knight c3, I will not be particularly happy here, by the way. So yeah, bishop f7, Levy should play that in 5 seconds. But again, if Levy is unfamiliar with it, it's not an easy move to just instantly play, because you could be worried that after this suddenly everything's hanging and you lose the game. So you might end up over calculating and spending 10 to 15 minutes here. Bishop f7 is not a hard move to play, but if Levy's unsure, he's probably going to spend 10 to 15 minutes here versus moving instantly. It's pretty straightforward though. I mean, if you don't go bishop f7, I mean, queen e7 is obviously bad. Rook e8 is the only other move, I think. Maybe you can go bishop c8, but actually this one I think you're losing, right? He takes. Yeah, because here there's check and there's knight e6. Yeah. So no, I mean, bishop f7 is the best move by far. The reason is because after knights, if you can leave the knight here, you have this bash, and the knight can always distract this horse. You can also play d5 here. Like, say you get a position like this. Now you have the classic pyramid of Giza. You have the pawns and the knight all connected. So you would like to leave this knight here as like this hook where you can capture and build a big black center. So you'd like to leave the knight in the center versus taking and going something like this, because now what's going to happen is you're going to get some position like this, and white is just classically a little bit better here. It's nothing special, but you have a weak pawn on d6, and white's bishop is maybe going to be opened up on the diagonal. It's not terrible for black, mind you. It's fine, but white's a little bit better, and you have very little chance of creating imbalances and winning the game. Yeah, bishop f7 is what Levy should play immediately. What is the main way you became good at chess? Was it just playing a lot? I think a lot of it was basically playing as much as I could. I mean, of course, preparation in the openings was very different when I was growing up versus modern day. I mean, things like Chessable did not exist. So when I was growing up, it was much easier to just study basic openings and have basic lines memorized in a way that was just literally not applicable anymore. So I would have my general setups, my general opening strategies and lines, and then I would just play a ton online and over the board. That's what I would do. But nowadays, like, I mean, nowadays an 1800 player, probably their knowledge base is as good as my base was like a 2200 back in like 1998 or 97. I became a master in early 1998. So the knowledge that like an 1800 has now, for example, is probably as good as the knowledge, maybe better, frankly, than the knowledge I had when I was 2200 in 98. So it's a very different world altogether. Very different world. Why not a3 to c4? You mean knight to c5 to guard? You could do that, but after takes, you lose the juicer on e4, and now you're missing a pawn, and you're going to lose the game. I don't like that Levy is using time here. I really don't like that he's using time. The longer that Levy uses here, the more likely is this trade. By the way, when you say I'm overestimating 1800, I'm saying the knowledge base. I'm not saying they play the game well, but I'm saying their memorization or knowledge base is much bigger than it was when I was growing up. I'm not saying they can actually play the game. When they're out of book, they're probably much worse than an 1800 when I was growing up. But in general, in general, the amount of information they have is going to be much better. At 2200, yeah, so you guys, my opening repertoire with white, I'll just flip the board for a second, was very simple. Against the Sicilian, I always played the Grand Prix attack with knight c3 and f4. Literally all that I played. Against e5, all I played was literally a Scotch opening. This is all that I played against e5. So I literally played like one system. Against the Hikaru Khan, I played the exchange with bishop d3 and c3. This is all that I played. So I played like one system against all these openings. What else is there? I guess there's the modern. Against the modern defense, all I played was the Austrian attack, was f4 and knight f3. So I literally had one system against all these openings, and that was it. Literally, that was it. And I only played e4 as well, so it's very different. Very different. So very different. Yeah, that's my opening base. Oh no, Levy traded. Oh no. Oh noes. I mean, it's still fine, but after bishop f7 e3, I mean, I like white's position with knight e2 and knight c3. Very solid here. Very solid. Hikaru, you should quit chess. Why would I quit chess? I mean, unlike other people who want to be gamers, I don't have multi-billion-dollar companies that I can go back to. So I don't know. I mean, if I were running like two big companies, then yeah, I could quit chess and go back to them and stop pretending to be a chess gamer. But like the reality is, I don't. Thank you, Pragmatic Realist, for the sub. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. But thank you for asking. No, knight takes c3 is fine, by the way. Don't get me wrong. Knight takes c3 is not a terrible move. It's just that it's a more simplified position. And when you're playing someone who's a little bit lower rated, you want more imbalanced position. Like here, it's a very dry position because the only real ideas here are black tries to go knight c5, knight e4, or black tries to go d5. So it's very limited. There isn't really, you can't really push, like you can't really play like g5 because you hang the pawn. Not right here, obviously. But it's going to create a big weakness down the road on f5 here. You can try to go something like h5, h4, but even here you're not really attacking on the king side, so it's very limited play for both sides, and that's why I don't like it, because generally against lower rated player you want them to have more options every move to go wrong and make a mistake. The more options they have, like 3-4 moves versus 1 or 2 moves, the more chance they'll make a big blunder. So that's what a lot of times when I talk about the games and I say things about like I don't like this move, it's mostly because of that than anything else. Like for example, so here the best move according to computer is b4. 0 chances to play because you think you hang the pawn. What are you doing? And we get b4 here. Levy is in serious trouble, by the way, but it's not gonna be played. I mean, I guess if you've seen, it's not hard to see this though, to be honest. It's not impossible to see this. But I at 2200 is not going to play b4 here. Just no shot. No shot. I think we're going to get e3 and knight e2, or like e3 rook c1 and some knight e2 to trade the juicers at some point. The main issue is it's just very solid position. Like I could see this being a very boring draw. Something like you got this, takes, knight c5, something like this. I don't know, like queen d2. And you get some position like this, and it's just like rock solid. Just rock solid here. Neither side has huge issues. a5, and probably just a draw. So, no chance we get b4 will not be played. No shot we get b4. There's no shot. I think we'll get e3 or rook c1. That's my prediction. I searched up Pedro Espinosa. The first thing that came up was a death sentence for murder. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, geez. Okay, all right, let's get back to chess. Okay, let's get back to chess. Jeez. Okay. My guess is we'll get Rook C1 or E3. He's playing like his life is on the line. Yes, exactly. If you're playing black, do you always just play reactionary what white is doing? Depends on the system. Sometimes you try to claim the initiative very early, but it just depends. If I were Levy, would I go for GM title or just enjoy life as a millionaire? I would continue to make content. If I were Levy, there's no reason not to. Content is very tricky also. Like I've said this a few times, but content is very tricky because everyone thinks this is like it's a great lifestyle, everything's amazing, you get rich and whatever else. And I mean, there are a lot of rewards that don't exist in other fields, but if you take a long period of time off from content creation, you will lose a large part of your audience that will never come back. So it's not something where it's like you'd be like, okay, I'm going to take a break for like 2 months or something, or 3 months and come back, because the audience will just move on. That's just how the internet works in this day and age. So you basically have to pick or choose generally. I don't think Levy's, I mean, I think I've said it before, I think Levy's not really trying to become a GM. It's just it's a fun way to title something as though, you know, for content, as though you're chasing something, but I don't think that's really the purpose. I think it's mostly just play chess, create content, play chess, play good games, and create content. I don't think Levy actually believes that he can become a GM. I don't think he does, but you know, hey, it's all good. Wolverine could be Dr. Xavier and Magneto in chess because he lives so long. I don't know what that question is. I think he's playing for content mostly. Yeah, I think the notion of making Norris become a GM is secondary, and if it happens, it happens, but I don't think that's really his main goal. Is the Sveshnikov a cheat code at the amateur level like Magnus said, or is it too risky? Wait, what did Magnus say about the Sveshnikov? It says it's a cheat code. I don't know what that means. At the amateur level, I think the Sveshnikov is a borderline unplayable opening. It's very, very hard to understand the structure. Very, very hard, unless you have it memorized. What's your opinion about other GMs complaining about Levy talking about making GM? They're saying it's non-realistic. Look, I've said it before. I could say it again. I mean, unfortunately in chess, because it's something where you know, frankly, not many people have succeeded or, you know, make a good living. There are a lot of people who are very jealous and very unhappy. And this applies not just to me, but also to Levy. And so I think a lot of people are sour about the whole thing, and it's what it is, but it's disappointing. It's what it is, but it's disappointing. No, I'm just telling you guys the truth. You don't have to like what I say, but I'm just telling you the truth. So, all right. Let's see what Pedro plays here. Pedro moving very slowly too, which is good. I've also said that for Levy, if he can get his opponents low on time, especially people who are lower rated than him, his big advantage objectively is in time scrambles. He's a pretty good blitz player, especially relative to the players at this level. So if Levy can get games down to like 5 minutes and it's not super simplified, he should have an edge. He should have an edge in general. Why is there a way to rewind the stream? No, you guys, on Kick and Twitch you can't do that. On YouTube you can, but not on Twitch or Kick. You can't do that. No. Okay, his opponent's not bad at blitz. I'm just saying Levy should have an edge. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he should have an edge. Levy has beaten strong GMs in Title Tuesday. My point is simply that he has an edge. I'm not saying that these guys are terrible or whatever. But oh, you can rewind on Kick? Oh, am I wrong? Okay. Did I see Charlie's video on the revenue difference between YouTube and Twitch streaming? I am aware of that because I saw Hassan and Ludwig react to it, so I'm familiar with it. I mean, Charlie is definitely built different. First of all, like, it's not something that's applicable. Just like the way he says it is just not. I mean, it's not applicable the way that he thinks it is. He is right, however, that like what he is right about it is that videos, like anything that has a long watch time is going to do very well. So if you have VODs on YouTube that get a long watch time, they're going to do very well. And the fact that Charlie can get 1 million views, like, it's just, I mean, insane. Just actually insane. I mean, it's just like built different, just nuts. So I am familiar with it. Okay, let's see what Levy does here. What do I think of Asmongold? I already spoke about that thing. I don't understand it. Don't understand it, so it's just wild. I don't know why you would engage in that. It's just bizarre to me. Like if you're like, I mean, like if you have even $1 billion, like let alone like $400 billion, like why are you getting in fights online with people? Like, I mean, what is wrong with you? Like why are you getting in fights online with random people? And why are you also why are you also trying to pretend that you're not someone when you clearly are, when your name is you're clearly using an alt on Twitter as well. When you have a certain German username and you're trying to pretend that it's not you. Like the whole thing is just insane to me. I don't even understand it. I mean, it's just bizarre to me. So yeah. So anyway, all right. Big shout out to everybody who's watching. Hope you guys are having a really fun fun evening. Okay, Levy thinking. My prediction here is knight c5 seems like the obvious move, but if Levy's not feeling confident, he could be worried about a b4 move. So if he doesn't go b4, maybe like queen, maybe you could play like queen e7 or something. It's always a fun evening when you're watching a Hikaru stream. It's been I mean, I don't do evening streams anymore. One thing that I think a lot of people have probably forgotten is that during the whole boom when it started in March of 2020, I actually usually started streaming at like 2 p.m. Eastern, and I would end at like 10 p.m. or later when I started streaming every day at the start of the pandemic. So it's kind of funny because nowadays I almost always stream like much earlier. I stream like probably like I would say like 10 a.m. Eastern, generally like 3 or 4. But during the whole pandemic in 2020, like I actually was streaming like from 2 p.m. Eastern to like 10 or 11. So I used to always stream in the evening. I always used to stream in the evening. Oh. Why does Hikaru no longer wear glasses? Because I just don't. I mean, it takes away from the riz. Wearing glasses is just there's no riz. Actually, speaking of glasses, you know, I don't generally agree with a certain someone. Like, I don't agree with certain someone on 99.99% of what they said. But I was actually appalled that when I went to Twitter the other day, I saw that there's this 17-year-old kid who created these glasses that basically allow you to cheat with Stockfish. And I was appalled to see like the chess.com social media account tweeting like amazing, like it was a great thing. I was actually like, I was really disturbed by it. So I saw it the other day. I was like, you got to be kidding me. The chess.com social media person is tweeting like the AI glasses are it's like amazing. It's great. Like, I mean, like I was just floored when I saw that reply. I was just floored. I just could not believe it at all. No, I'm not being sarcastic. I mean, I don't think they meant it as sarcasm. I think they were being serious. I was shocked to see it. I was really shocked to see it. Really shocked to see it. Okay, Levy's thinking here. Probably queen e7 is my guess. I don't think Levy's going to go knight c5 because knight c5 requires a lot of calculation. Just based on the general flow and the time usage by Levy, like the uncertainty around knight e4, using 20 minutes to play knight I think he used 20 minutes, right? He used 1804 to play knight e4. It feels like Levy's a little bit unsure of himself. So if he's a little bit unsure of himself, knight c5 is an edgy move because it allows for like b4, b5. So I think we'll get queen e7 here. That's my prediction. Apparently queen e7 is a bad move, but why? Oh, are you gonna run into some e4s? There's gonna be some e4 here. Oh, b4. Tricky. What do I think the future of chess is? Very hard to judge. Knight c5, first of all, you bring the knight from the rim. The knight is kind of out of play. It's on the edge of the board. Generally, when you get a knight on the edge, it's not placed very well. Did I react to the Wesley video? Not yet. So you want to bring the knight to the center, and from c5, you cover the e4 square potentially. Maybe even you go knight e4. So it's just a logical way to bring the knight towards the center. On the other hand, as I said before, after knight c5, there are moves like b4, knight e4, bishop b2, and you could start to get concerned about like b5 or c5 or f3. And if you're already a little bit unsure of yourself using 18 minutes to play knight e4 like 5 moves ago, you're probably going to be a little bit more tentative and try to avoid something complicated. So my guess here is that we'll get rook e8, queen e7. I mean, very similar ideas. Knight c5, of course, could be played, obviously. I don't really see any other moves that make a whole lot of sense. Maybe queen b6. I don't know, maybe queen b6. How long do I think until Witty Alien beats me in a bullet match? Probably a long time unless I do a mouse slip. Probably a long time. Computer also thinks some queen g5 move, which also just makes zero sense to me at all. The 0.00% chance of it being played just makes no sense. So knight c5 is knight c5 or like rook e8, queen e7. One of these moves, knight c5 or rook e8 or queen e7. One of these 3 moves will be played. Has Levy won any norms? He has 0 norms, no GM norms yet. His rating's been in a bit of a tailspin. He's basically back where he was about a year ago, I think, when he started playing. So yeah, do I like hockey? Of course I love hockey. I was really sad because, of course, I spent a lot of time in Florida. I was really sad that I was in Norway, or not Norway, I was in Morocco, and I was unable to go to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals last year. I was very sad about that, but it is what it is. To get the GM title, you need to have an ELO ranking of 2,500. Levy is currently 2,353. He needs his rating to get to 2,500, so 147 plus points, and he needs to have 3 performances above a certain level as well. So he needs a rating and 3 performances of a certain caliber. Some guy in my chess club says he talked to you about hockey. Probably not currently, but in the past, very likely. Okay, waiting for a move here. Let's see what we got. If Levy goes 9 out of 9, he could gain like 40 or 50 points, I think. Levy is also a little bit unlucky because since his rating has been over 2,400 before, his K factor, basically the multiple for his rating, is very low. It's at 10, which is the lowest number. So for example, Pedro Espinosa is 2220. I think every game his K factor is like 20. It's like 20 or 30, meaning for every game there are 20 points at stake. So if he wins a game, he could gain a maximum of 10 points or lose 10. For Levy, the max is like winning, like it's like +5 minus. Actually, that's not quite how it works, but it's like +5 -5. He's playing for 10 total points, whereas people who are a little bit lower are playing for like 20 or 30 a game. So Levy's also really handicapped by that as well, because his rating is crossed 2,400. His factor is 10. Meaning it's very hard to gain points, much harder than it would be. So he goes knight c5. He used 9 minutes, pretty decent time usage here. Probably the big moment. Will white play e3 and knight e2? This is the big moment, or will white go crazy with b4? E3 and knight e2 is pretty standard here, if I'm being honest, but let's see what we got. Like e3 and knight e2, and I struggle to see how Levy's going to create any winning chances in this game. I really struggle to see how. If we get e3 with knight e2 and rook d1, I don't know how Levy's going to win this game, because there basically are no imbalances. I mean, this is the problem. Like, you get some position like this, like a5, rook d1, rook d8, something like this, and white plays like rook d4. Like, you get some position like this, and how do you ever win? You can't really push the pawns without creating big weaknesses on the king side. You can't really go d5. You don't have anything on the queen side. It's just very dry. Very dry. A draw is fine, but actually it's not great for Levy since he's playing someone 100 plus points lower rated. It's not wonderful. It's fine, but it's not what you want, because you need to beat the lower rated players. You need to beat them over and over again to gain the elo points. The opening didn't go wrong. The opening's fine. It's just it didn't go wrong. The opening is fine. It's just not something that's like very exciting. Who do I think is gonna win the Super Bowl? I am rooting for the Buffalo Bills this year because okay, we get Rook D1 play pretty quickly. I'm rooting for the Buffalo Bills primarily because they're one of the wide receivers is a big fan of chess. He's a big fan of me actually, and I've been writing to him a little bit, and I heard actually that apparently in the Bills locker room they occasionally watch my stream, which was very shocking to hear. It's not something I expected to hear, but I heard it, so I'm rooting for the Bills. I'm rooting for the Buffalo Bills this year. I mean, they have their work cut out for them because they're gonna have to beat the Baltimore Ravens and or those horrible Chiefs, but I'm rooting for them. I'm covering the entire game, of course. It's very early here. It's only 5:30. It's 5:29. So, I mean, nobody likes Kelsey and Mahomes. I mean, come on, let's be real. Nobody likes them. Nobody likes them. So let's see what we got here. Levy should play Queen E7 pretty quickly here. Queen E7 or maybe A5. Queen E7 or A5. I should do an NFL stream. I haven't followed football in many years. It's pretty funny though rooting for the Bills because when I was a kid I actually liked the Tennessee Titans, and I remember watching was that 90, that was 99 or no, it was 2000 because the presidential election was that year. I remember watching that playoffs game, the first one between the Bills and the Titans, and like it was on ABC, and it was like, you know, it seemed like a pretty normal game, and then it's pretty close, and the Bills, I think it was Christie if I remember correctly, kicks that field goal with like 8 seconds left, and then of course you have the Music City Miracle with the wide check backwards pass to Dyson, and the rest is kind of history because then they beat the Colts, they beat the Jaguars, and then of course they had that sad loss to the Rams in the Super Bowl where they came up a couple yards short on that slant route at the end. No. Anyway, that's my football for the day. But I do like, I mean, when I was young, I also, because I am actually a gamer, unlike certain other really rich people, I did play a lot of Madden when I was young. When I was young, I played a lot of Madden. So like I really loved diving into like the formations and like the West Coast offense. No. Anyway, okay, Light plays Queen C7. I expect E3 and 92 again. If we don't get E3 92, I'm not really sure what White's playing for. I expect E3. At some point, White's going to have to play E3 because Black's going to play something like, you go like H3, Black is Rook E8, 94 is incoming. This Knight doesn't really want to go to F3 because then Black can trade and win the juice, or even 94 here, and the Knight is very, very well placed for Black. So I don't understand American football. American football is a great game. But I remember, like, I would always play West Coast offense, and I would always pick the running QB. So like the last time I think I played it was the year that Vince Young, that was like 2008 maybe. But I love playing with either Vince Young or Michael Vick. And you do like five wide outs all the time, and you just like you run, you just like you set up a play where you can do a bootleg, or you just run. So anyway, that's my football bit for today. Oh, wait, Vince Young was 2004. Wait, that's 2004. I'm that old? No, it was Madden NFL 2008 with Vince Young. It's 2008. No, I'm not crazy. It was 2008. I think we'll get E3 and then 92, and White will try to stack the towers on the file. Something like this. Actually, not Rookie 2 here because this runs into 94. No? Oh, apparently 94 is not. Why is this not good? Oh, White's better? I mean, this won't happen. But we'll get something like this, 92, takes a5 to stop b4, and then like rook d4, rook d8, rook d1. I expect some position like this, and the show goes on. White can even line up a legendary triple stack potentially with the queen and the two towers. This is what is known as Aliekin's AK-47. So probably we'll get e3 here. That's my prediction. e3 knight e2. I'd be very surprised if we don't get e3 knight e2. It seems pretty straightforward. Tata Steel predictions, I'll probably be covering a little bit tomorrow. I don't have a strong prediction on what I think is going to happen, but I think what I would say is that my prediction overall is simply that I mean, we'll see. It's going to be very interesting to see whether Gukesh feels any pressure coming off the match. First of all, we'll see how good his prep is, because even though his prep wasn't very impressive in the match, it's very clear they looked at a lot of openings that didn't occur, like the Sicilians or e4, e5, probably Spanish or the Gucci piano. So it'll be interesting to see his see his preparation, what he's able to show, whether he feels pressure. We'll see if Fabiano's stable. Arjun, of course, also very good too. Freestyle Friday is on the 24th, not tomorrow. It starts next Friday, not tomorrow. Also for Anish, you're right too. Anish needs to put up a good performance. If Anish doesn't play well in Tata Steel, he's looking at a very dicey situation with his rating so low, where he might not really have any invitations remaining for future events. So Anish really needs to perform. Anish is probably feeling a lot of pressure because he has to perform in this event. He has to perform. I mean, what is Anish's rating right now? Let's go to 2700 chess. It's Tata Steel starts tomorrow, or starts Saturday. Okay. No, we're gonna be doing Levy recaps. I mean, Levy's term is obviously much more important objectively. Where is Anish? Anish is 2728. I mean, 23 in the world. Yeah, if he has a bad tournament here, he could very easily slip close to being down to top 30. Put more pressure on him? Who? On Anish? I know what you mean by that. Put more pressure on who? I know what you mean. So Levy's little invitational more important than Tata Steel. It is. That's just the reality. That's just the reality. Fun fact, if Fabio or Arjun go +5, they could reach 28-15 and overtake Magnus. Definitely possible. Who knows? Okay, the Pedro is still thinking here. E3 should be a E3 or knight f3 maybe is also fine. I mean, I don't love knight f3 relative to E3 and knight e2, but I expect we'll get E3 here. That's my prediction. Did I hear about protests at Tata Steel last year? No, I didn't. What do you think about Norway Chess advertising themselves as the Wimbledon of chess? Okay, so we get knight f3. Okay, now knight f3 is not a crazy move. The reason it's not as good here is that now the knight doesn't cover the square. So like at some point down the road, if Levy can get d5, something like this, black is fine because you get the wooden shield. Versus the other line where if you go e3, just to set it up, something like this. Basically here, the bishop and the knight cover the very critical squares e4 and d5. The knight and the bishop cover e4. They cover d5 as well. Whereas with knight f3, you're no longer covering this diagonal. You're no longer covering the knight's in the way of the bishop. So if black can get d5 in here, black's going to be completely fine. But even here, the problem for Levy is even if he gets this, where's the play? Even this doesn't look very special. Like you get some position like this. Even though the knight's not on c3 where it should be and it's on f3, it still seems like white's very solid here. Very solid position. Tata will 20k views on YouTube and 10k on Twitch. Levy event not more important. You might not know this, you guys, but YouTube is what monetizes the best, and like live streams are great and all, but YouTube is where the real money is these days. So I mean, a recap on Levy's games is going to do a lot better than a recap on an Anish game or Fabiano game. Just being honest. Like, you don't have to like it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. The Wimbledon of chess, by the way, someone was saying that Norway chess is the Norway chess is the they're trying to build themselves as the Wimbledon of chess. It's a little bit weird because Tata Steel, I think, has that. The Tata Steel's been going on for like 100 years almost now. Anyway, let's see what we get here. Waiting for a move from Levy. Levy should... Oh, it's 98 years? Wow. 98? It's crazy. Actually crazy. Actually crazy. All right, you guys. I'm going to go use the restroom very quickly. We wait for a move. I'll be right back. Just going to fill up my water, and we'll keep going. So give me 1 second. All right, you guys. What happened? Okay, so we got the trade as expected. Tata still... Oh, it's not 98. It's 87 years. Okay. Still, it's been around forever. Yeah, basically for Levy, I just don't know how he's going to win this game. It's very hard to win this position. It's just very solid. It's just very, very solid here for both sides. Very, very solid. Is that a shack chair? What do you mean? No, it's not. What do you mean by shack chair? It's not. No. It's 98. Don't believe him. Okay, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. Is this year's Norway chess more stacked than the 2014 Sinkfield Cup? Yeah, it is actually. It is, yeah. Okay, we get 94, probably Queen C2 here. Probably just Queen C2 and E3. Like something like Rook E8, Knight D2, Knight F6, E4 even. I mean, even this is very equal. I think that unless Levy's opponent makes a mistake pretty soon in the next like 5 moves, if he tries to trade off the pieces, do stuff like that, I think this is going to be a very boring draw. I don't think it's going to be a very exciting game. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Mainly because it's very hard for Levy to do anything here. Like, he can't really start pushing on the king side because there's a lot of weakness suddenly. I mean, if you go like h5, h4, now you have this very ugly square on g5 for the knight down the road. So you can't really push on this side. I mean, you can't really go b5 because then there's a pin. You can go a5, but even if you got something like a4, white always has b4 here. White always has knight d4. Yeah, it's just very hard, very, very hard to do anything. And white's ideas are very simple too. Like, you get some position like this. And again, like knight d2, knight d4. Very, very hard. Very, very hard to do anything. All right, let me go get my food. 1 second, you guys. One second. Food. No move yet. No move. Okay, probably Queen C2 should be played. Queen B2 also maybe a move, but Queen C2 looks pretty obvious to me. I just have a piece of chicken. Just a piece of chicken. Just a piece of chicken. Okay, we got Queen B2. Also fine. It's just a piece of chicken, yeah. Just a piece of chicken. Yeah. Hopefully not made in an air fryer. Why do you say that? Why do you say that? Why do you say that? Yeah, I also have some barbecue sauce, so like it's pretty good. So, all right. Anyway, I'll eat my chicken while we watch this game. It's just some chicken I bought from Costco as usual. Okay, Levy has the option to play d5 here since the queen is no longer on the file. If white plays queen c2, d5 was never a move because white could sack the rook and white would win the queen. So now the queen's on b2, d5 is definitely a move that's in play here. Definitely in play. Let me find it. Costco. It's not this one. It's like some organic chicken. I'm looking to see if I can find it. I searched chicken on the Costco site, but I don't see it right off. Oh yeah, it's this one, right? It's Kirkland lightly breaded chicken fillets. Yeah, it's breaded chicken fillets. So, all right. Yeah, it's like this is what it is. I think you guys can see it, right? It's this. Kirkland, it's Kirkland chicken breast fillets. So that's what it is. Yeah, pretty decent. Anyway, back to the game. We're gonna see what Levy does here. Yeah, with some barbecue sauce. Yeah, I have the Kinder's. This is also from Costco, by the way. The Kinder's barbecue sauce. Because at Costco it's much cheaper. If you go and order this on Amazon, it's like $15, and at Costco it's like $10 for like a bigger because this isn't 750. This is like the 434 grams. I think on Amazon it's like you get two of these for like 15 or 16 bucks, which is like 800 or 900 grams. And then when you get it at Costco, it's like 10 bucks for like 750 or something. It's much cheaper. Why do you care, bro? You're a millionaire. You think I got to be worth $50 million by wasting money on wasting money? That's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Let's see what Levy plays here. I mean, that's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like rook e8, queen e7. I mean, it's like you look at Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett drives like a ridiculous Lexus car. He doesn't have he could literally buy like 1,000 Bugatti. I mean, at least he literally could buy like 10 million Bugattis, and he's driving like a cheap arse Lexus. He's driving a Lexus. Like, come on. Let's see what Levy plays here, by the way. I don't think he'll go queen e7. Probably rook d8 or queen e7. So anyway, let's see what we got. His point is quality food actually impacts your life. No. You guys misunderstood though. They're talking about I was talking about the price of barbecue sauce. I wasn't talking about like one brand of food versus another. I was saying like, why do you want to waste $5 on why do you want to waste $10 ordering on Amazon versus saving $10 ordering getting the exact same thing at Costco? It wasn't about the quality of food because it wasn't about one product versus another. It was the same product. So, yeah. Because see what Levy plays here. Yeah, so you guys are asking what are the pawn breaks. So if you're black, you have one big issue, the pawn on d6. This pawn is a big weakness. So if you can get rid of the weakness with something like this and create a wooden shield, this is the dream, generally speaking. So black is looking to play d5. White maybe wants to go b4, b5 in the long term, although frankly, if you ever go b4, you will hang this juicer. So black really wants to go d5 and get rid of the pawn. That's really all this game hinges on, is d5 basically, or black can go a5, a4 potentially. That's really all this hinges on, is can black get d5, a5, a4? If we get any trades, like for example rook d8, knight d2, anything like this, it will be white's game to play for, because this pawn now is a serious weakness, as white can line up a double or maybe even a triple stack. I think Levy's going to play d5. Why is d5 a bad move here? Knight e5, bishop e6, takes. Oh, you have takes, knight g4. Rook e8, logical. We'll get either e3 or knight d2, I predict here. I don't think we'll get knight d4, because knight d4 is going back to the square you remove the knight from. Psychologically, for a human, it's very hard to do that. And at this level, I think it's impossible. I think we'll get knight d2 or e3. I don't know which one, but one of the two is my prediction. Levy didn't go rook a d8, probably because he understood if he ever goes d5, this e5 square is loose. So rook e8 allows you to go d5, for example. There's no e5 square, and also the rook's on the open file. No, I mean, it's not open, half open file. There's pressure towards e2 maybe. That's the main reason. I mean, knight d2 is the move that should be played, but again, at this level, anything can happen. Anything can happen, literally. Anything can happen. So. Chess is a draw. Why even bother? Yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to whether Levy can get d5. Like, if Levy's able to get a position like this, for example, I don't know, rook d4, rook d8. This is still equal, but now black has a good bishop on d5. So at least here, I mean, actually, computer still thinks it's better for white, which is, I mean, knight e1, knight d3, bishop f1, c4. So even here, white's still better. But if Levy gets d5, he'll be doing well. I mean, he'll be completely fine. How do I expect Levy to do in this tournament? I don't know. I haven't been watching the Australian Open, but I thought it was comical that apparently there are people who are streaming the matches on like YouTube or elsewhere, and they're literally live streaming it with like Nintendo Wii players. It's like the funniest thing I've ever seen to get around the copyright. It's like hilarious, actually hilarious. So I've been following. I mean, I assume as always that Sinner is probably the big favorite at this point. I mean, maybe Novak can do something special, but I highly doubt it. So I would put my money on Sinner probably right now. I would put my money on Yannick Sinner. I mean, Novak is what, 38 now? He's got, and he already had a long match, right? Yeah, both of his matches already took him 4 sets. So he's I mean, not to say that he's like, he's obviously in great shape, but at his age, I mean, two matches already going 4 sets is not a good sign either. So anyway, let's see. Well, Sinner played 4. Yeah, but Sinner is a lot younger. I'm just saying, I feel like for Djokovic to win, he's going to need a lot of 3 setters, where he's a ton of energy. That's my view, but I could be wrong. Why knight d2? Because you want to contest this bastion in the center of the board. This knight is like really annoying here for white. Am I a Dimitrov fan? I mean, I like his style. It's very reminiscent of Federer, which is why he's called Baby Federer. But I know somehow he's too many injuries, never quite able to keep it together. But I mean, I've always liked the style. Late stream, yeah, we're covering Levy's tournament in New York. Ooh, h4. Ooh, that is not a move that I like, actually. I mean, it's not bad, but it's creating some targets now. Like if Levy could somehow get f4 and here, it's no good. I mean, he's trying to play e3, I guess, and hold this. It's an aggressive move. It's not a bad move, but I don't like h4, if I'm being honest. I mean, I guess his idea is he wants to play rook d4, and now he creates the flying v formation with rook d1. I mean, it's still fine for white, but I don't know if I like h4. Levy should be very happy seeing this move, though, because this is a move where white is trying to play for more than just making a boring draw here. This is definitely what you want if you're in Levy's position. You want to see a move like h4. So this game is going to heat up now. It's going to heat up for sure. Will FIDE ever listen to his chess players? Notice many chess players are not happy with their rules. I mean, the problem is that FIDE knows, first of all, FIDE knows the name of the game, and they know that most players don't have the ability to speak up and do anything. So I mean, the big problem, if you go queen b6, you're right, queen b6 has a throw. Actually, wait, there's bishops. Wait, queen b6 is a very creative move, although rook d4 probably is. Oh, but there's, wait, queen b6 is actually a tricky move here. On the other hand, though, it feels very questionable, because like this is, what's there? Oh, there's rook d. Okay, but this I mean, I think Levy will play queen e7. That's my prediction. Well, players don't feel like they can speak up, it's be like, okay, so what, you're complaining, don't play the tournament. And the players don't have other options. So because there's so little money in chess, with the exception of probably myself, Magnus, and maybe Fabiano, nobody else can really be like, okay, you guys are idiots, like, you know, we're not going to play, because everybody needs to make money. And FIDE knows this very well, which is another big part of the problem. Like, FIDE knows full well that most players can complain, but they can't really say no to the tournaments at the end of the day, because you have to make a living. Queen b6 threatens is a big threat. So if white plays a3, there's knight takes g3, and suddenly there's a big pin to win the game. And if white plays something like e3, then you have bishop c4 and you win because of this pin. So queen b6 is a very, very tricky move to hit the pawn on c4 and the pawn on g3. And this is why I don't like h4, because now it starts to get very tricky here. It starts to get very tricky if Levy plays queen b6. Like if you go queen d4, this is already fine for black, right? Oh, apparently white's okay. White's apparently better there, but if Levy plays queen b6, I think there's a pretty decent chance he's going to win this game. Gukesh could, but why would Gukesh want to stand up? He just won the world championship. He's getting $1 million next time he plays. There's no incentive for Gukesh to complain, because he's benefiting massively from the current situation. So there's no reason for Gukesh to complain. So I mean, the bottom line is that because most players are stuck in the situation, FIDE can do this stuff because they know that the players will when push comes to shove, the players will have to play. That's just the reality. Actually, my fan's blowing too much on me. Okay. It's a weird tactic, though. It's a very weird tactic. Like, I didn't even see it right off, so I'm not convinced that Levy will find it. If he does find it, though, I think he's going to win this game. H5 is kind of a threat, but I don't know if it's a real threat. I mean, queen b6 I like. d5 is not what I expect to be played. I think queen e7 is the most likely move because you are a little bit afraid of this p on the king side and some kind of lolly checkmate. Like, I don't know, something like this, just to illustrate the point, where you get a lolly mate of the black king on g8. Levy doesn't want to get lolly mated, so probably queen e7 makes the most sense because also h5, at worst case, at some point there's going to be a queen f6 or a knight f6 here to stop it. So queen e7 seems like the most obvious move. Does Levy have a number 2? I think he's working with Artur's Nixons from Latvia, if I'm not mistaken. But let's see if we get queen b6 or not. I think queen e7's, I expect queen e7. If you were to put a gun to my head and make a prediction here, I would predict that Levy goes queen e7. Because it's just, it makes the most sense objectively. You got some position like this, and if h5, you always have queen f6. Like, you always have ways to stop this, but right now h5 h6 is kind of a slight issue potentially. But yeah, h4 is not a great move. Let's put it that way. It's not a great move. And it definitely gives Levy a chance to play for more later on too, because at some point, if you got a position like this, maybe you can even start playing for like g5. Probably not great, but now there's some counterplay. There's some imbalance here. So so there are chances here, definite chances for Levy if that happens. I expect Levy to play d5. That's my prediction right now, is I expect d5. But I could see queen e7 because it's very easy also to be afraid of this mate. Like I said, like you worry about some kind of big attack here maybe. I mean, it's nothing, of course, but you can be very worried about it. Queen b6 is such a weird move, though. Like, it's such a weird tactic. It's not thematic at all. So it's a very weird move to play. Knight g5 is correct, but you hang g3. Like, I mean, unless you're insane and you're a computer and it's 2000, you're definitely not. There's no way you're playing this. There's just no way. I'm trying to figure out, though, after I mean, like, what do you play? Queen d4 is probably what's played, because rook d4 c5. As a human, you're like, uh-oh, you dropped a juicer. Computer still thinks white is better here, by the way, but unlikely. I think we'll get d5. That's my prediction, is d5, just because it's not a position where you're looking for a tactic. But if he plays queen b6, I think Levy's going to win this game. My prediction is that if we get queen b6, Levy will win. If we don't, I still think it's very likely going to be a draw. Actually, you're right, though. You're right. That's true. Like, some position like this, you'd be very scared. But again, it's easy for us at home knowing the evaluation to like this. But as a human, to play this at 2200 level is asking a lot. I don't think we'll get that. No, he plays d5. Yeah, d5 is what I expected. Yeah, very logical move from Levy. Very logical. We'll probably get takes. I mean, I wonder if knight g5 just kills the game. Like, this just looks like a draw. No, maybe black can play for more. I mean, maybe you can try to play for more, but I mean, really unlikely. This is not a turn where Levy can make a norm, by the way. Like, maybe it takes knight d2, maybe knight d2, but isn't this the same thing? Queen g7. Wait, what's the difference? Queen e5. Oh, you can take. Oh, you take with a bishop, and now you bring the knight around. Unclear. No, I mean, I like Levy's position. I think h4 was a crazy move to play. I did not like h4 at all. I think we'll get takes, and the question is, will we get knight g5, knight d2, or will we get like e3 with like rook d4? This looks fine though for black, right? Not queen d4, queen c3. Yeah, I think Levy's completely fine here. Whether he can win is a whole different question, but he should be completely fine. Should be completely fine. No, d5 is a very logical move though. d5 is, I mean, I think it's what I would probably play there. Yeah, knight g5 is an option, but after queen e5, black should be fine. I mean, rook d3 not going to be played, but rook d3 apparently fine too. Can you lose a title in FIDE? No, not unless you like cheat or something. No, you can't. Let's see what Espinoza does here. Really don't like h4. Really don't like this move. Like really asking for trouble. I'm shocked that he hasn't traded, by the way, here. I think you take and then you try to figure out which square to move the knight to. There's no cams, apparently. No cams. There are no cams of the games, at least from what I know. I haven't heard differently, so. Do I think if I became world champion, Magnus would play again? No, I think Magnus is done, by the way. No, I think Magnus is done. I don't think Magnus will ever want to play like the FIDE World Championship cycle again. Why are the games so late in the evening? Tomorrow there are 2 games. They play early and late. But I mean, it's just first game. It's the first game. So what to do? Just how it goes. Just how it goes. That's just how it goes. Last time Levy played with cams, he collapsed and melted. Maybe, yeah. Doom. Okay, so we get takes as expected. We'll obviously get bishop takes d5 played here. Big moment here. Knight g5, knight d2, or e3. He'll play one of these moves, I predict. Like e3, knight g5, or knight d2. If he plays rook d4, queen g7, Levy's already in very good shape. Because if you go rook d1 after c5, it's uh-oh spaghetti-o time. You're suddenly in all kinds of trouble. If you go back, I just take the rook. Yeah, knight d2, knight g5, or rook d... I mean, rook d4, I guess, is okay if you go queen a1. This is still fine, I guess. Well, let's see. Let's see what we got here. No GM norms are possible. No, Levy is just playing to try and farm some people. And he's hoping that he doesn't slip and fall on the banana peel, basically. That's really all it is. He's basically trying to farm. And if he doesn't mess up, it'll be a great turn. If he messes up, it'll be a disaster. That's all there is to it. But he's playing one of the lower rated players in this tournament right now, so it's like it is kind of important that he doesn't do badly here, because he is gonna have to play against some stronger players later in the tournament. Like there are players like Mikola Bortnik and Josiah Stearman, who are both significantly stronger currently. You have this guy Alexis Strakovich, 2401 GM, also quite strong. So you have quite a few people who are very strong in this tournament. My prediction is we'll get e3. That's my prediction. But we could get knight d2, knight e4. Did I know the Borniks are not brothers? Wait, they aren't? I thought the Borniks were brothers. Oh, they aren't? I'm not frozen, you guys. I'm not frozen. I'm not frozen. You're imagining things. Or maybe it's Kit glitching. I'm not frozen. Yeah. No, it's probably on Kick or it's something. Oh, they are brothers. Oh, okay, whatever. I think we'll get Knight G5. My prediction is Knight G5. But I'm trying to figure out after Knight G5, Queen E5, what's going on. I mean, you kind of have to take, right? You have to trade. Takes. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, is this actually good? Like, this looks very draw. I mean, very draw. I mean, maybe you can play on, but very drawish. Very, very drawish. Okay, Wikipedia says they're brothers. Okay. House Drafty, why is your hair blowing in the wind? Because I have a fan. My number one fan. It's my number one fan, you guys. Oh, did I unplug it? Oh, did I unplug it? No. I pressed the power button. That's what happened. Yeah. So, all right. It just gets very hot in my room, even now. I think just the computer just like gets really hot. So Knight G5 or E3. Knight G2 is a little bit too weird in my opinion, because you also run the risk of something like Knight G3. And there's like Rook E2, and I guess White's winning here, but it looks very scary suddenly. So I think we'll get Knight G5 or E3. One of these two are my predictions. I'm in Naples or Florida? Naples? What? Naples is in Florida. I'm not in Naples. Why would I be in Naples? No. You need to catch up with the times, dude. You need to catch up with the times. So, anyway. What percentage of GMs would you say are married or have kids? A low number. Low number. Probably... I would say something like 20%. 20%. 20, maybe 25%. Probably not much more. So, yeah. So, anyway, who do I think is going to win from your perspective? I think it's likely to be a draw, but I'd very slightly prefer to be Levy in this situation. Very slightly. Very slightly. So, am I close to the fires? I'm okay. I'm okay where I'm at. I mean, I haven't heard anything for a few days, so I assume the fires are out, right? Are the fires out or are they still going? I mean, it seems like everything's okay now. Just looking, just Googling. Seems like everything's fine. Okay, big moment here. Let's see. Will we get E3 or Knight G5? Let's see what Pedro does here. Okay, Pedro, it's your move. Let's go. I think we'll get Knight G5. Knight G5 is my prediction. I think we'll get Knight G5. That's my prediction. H4 is twofold though. You might want to go H5, H6 and go for the lolly checkmate, but it also does hook Knight G5 as well. So yeah, I mean, I think Knight G5 is definitely possible here. Levy could hire Daniel. I don't think hiring Daniel would actually help him that much though. I don't think it would help him at all if I'm being brutally honest. I think working with someone like Nixon's is likely better because the goals align much more closely. Like if you start doing stuff with a huge content, I mean, okay, I mean, obviously Daniel's not at the level that Levy or I are at, but when you start doing stuff with like the bigger content creators, it's gonna get, I mean, the goals and the motives and everything, they don't align as well, I would say. So I think it's probably better that he's working with someone like Nixon's. Because also I think if you look at Danya, like Danya is just someone whose understanding is really, really good. His understanding is incredibly good, and I think it's almost overkill in a way too, like if we're being honest. Because I don't think openings are the big weakness that Levy has. It's not really about the openings, and I'm also not I don't know how I'm roasting Danya. That's a weird. How's that a roast? I don't know how it's a roast. Also, I should think about this. Why is black even better here after e3? If you just trade and go e3, black's not better here. Yeah. I said he's not on Levy's level. I mean, he's not. Like, as a content creator, they're not on the same level. So I don't really understand how it's roasting Daniel. Okay, we get knight g5, which is what I expected. I assume Levy will play queen e5. If he doesn't go queen e5, I'd be kind of shocked, actually. Should play queen e5 very quickly, too. As chess players? You're saying that I think that Levy is a better chess player than Daniel Naroditsky. Okay. 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 That's how I took it. Okay. Yes, I think that Daniel Naroditsky is a better, or I think that Levy Rosman is a better chess player than Daniel Naroditsky. Yes. Is knight g3 a move here, by the way? It's not, right? I guess it's not. Takes or just rook f2. Yeah. Okay. I just knew that's one of the funniest things. That's one of the funniest things I've heard in quite a while, actually. No cap. Wait, I'm new. Don't you play Freestyle Friday today? No, Freestyle Friday starts next week. It starts in 1 week from now. 1 week from now. Yeah. Okay, big moment here. Let's see what we got. Levy versus 40-year-old Emery Tate. Impossible comparison because Emery didn't have the resources that Levy has. But I think Emery Tate was a better player than Levy objectively. So, I mean, that's what I would say. Do a quick puzzle rush. Okay, we'll do one quick puzzle rush while we wait for a move. Yeah, let's do a quick puzzle rush. You guys want a quick puzzle rush? Okay, let's do a quick puzzle rush. Okay. Wait, what is this? Oh, wait, there's rook a6. What am I smoking? What is this? That was wrong. It's queen d6. I'm just choking this away. That's wrong too. Yeah, let's get back to the game. I'm just choking. Okay, what do we get? Oh, we got a5 from Levy. Okay. Not the move that I would have played personally, and I'll tell you why. The reason I would not have played a5 here is after takes not f4, takes rook d4 here. It's position where black is okay, but now with the queens and the rooks and everything on the board, I'm not so in love with this position. I actually am not happy with that puzzle rush, but whatever. Maybe I'll do one more puzzle rush. Wait. Let's do one more. That was terrible. That was actually horrible. I had a good rhythm to it too. My mouse is getting stuck. I lost like 2 extra seconds there. I have to pick up a bunch of speed here. What am I doing? Like, actually, what am I doing? Oh, I tried to grab the bishop. Let me start. I tried to grab the bishop. I grabbed the queen and dropped it. I tried to grab the bishop on f8 and drag the queen to g8. Okay, one more. Okay. Oh, my mouse getting stuck again. Ridiculous. Oh, he went king c3. That's also not the move that I was expecting. Ugh. Wait, what is this? Queen H, it's Queen H5 check. I'll do one more. That was not the worst puzzle rush, but it's a little bit too slow at some critical moments. Oh, come on. Lost another half second there. Come on. And this is also the answer for all the people who are wondering why I'm not doing puzzle rush. Because you can see these half seconds that I lose, they actually matter a lot at critical moments when you're trying to do puzzle rush. Like, my mouse speed is just not as good as it once was. See again. Come on. See, I lost like 3 seconds there. Right, there's mate 1. What is this? Very tough puzzle. Oh my gosh, what is that? Wait, what is it? The heck is the... Yeah, not the worst thing. That was a ridiculous puzzle, but whatever. It's 55. Who cares? Yeah, who cares? Okay. Let's go back to the game. Do we get a move? We got no move yet. Wow. This guy is thinking way too long here, by the way. Way too long. Yeah, you worry about hand-eye coordination when you're playing kids in video games when they're in their teens. Yeah, I know. I don't know why his opponent's using so much time here, by the way. If I were playing, I would just trade the horses and go rook d4, rook d1, and e3 and just line up against the bishop. But let's see what we got. No, I mean, it's also why, like, yeah, I'm not playing Puzzle Rush for that exact reason. Because it's not like those split seconds are going to matter. Like, that's 55, but if let's just say I don't lose those 5 seconds, I could have gotten like a 57 there. But those 3 to 4 5 seconds, they cost me dearly. And that's just a matter of like my hand speed is just not as, it's just my pure speed is not as good as it once was. And there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do about that, which is what's even worse. There is 30-second increment here. Na 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 na. I got a 60 about like 6 months ago, I think. I mean, I can have the one-off Puzzle Rush. It's really, really good. I can have the one-off puzzle. Why do I keep selling that to myself? Because it's true. It's just true, and I know it's true. Like, I mean, I can lie to myself and pretend that it's not true if you'd prefer that, but I know it's true. I know it's true because when I play Bullet specifically, like I can't keep up in the time scrambles where I have 5 seconds against somebody else. No, I mean, people think that I just make it up as an excuse, but like I legitimately just know. Okay, knight h3 is a very, very strange move. Very strange move. Not a move that I would have played here. Very strange move. I guess it's okay. I mean, it's completely fine, but this is just bizarre. I would never go knight h3 here. Very, very weird move to me. Why not invest in a better mouse? It's not about a mouse. I mean, I would take the knight there. I would trade the knights and go rook d4, rook d1, simple play, try to gang up on the e4 pawn. Something like this, and just like, I mean, I guess he's worried. He thought he's worse here somehow, but he can never be worse. I mean, if Levy doesn't go queen e5 here, I'd be pretty disappointed. But the problem for Levy, though, is he might be thinking about how to keep more pieces on the board because he wants to win this game. Like, he's up 12 minutes on the clock. He might want to keep more pieces on the board here. Like, I could see Levy not going queen e5 because he figures it's an end game and his opponent's lower rated and it's easier to draw. So Levy could try to be like, you know what, I don't want to make the draw here, so I'm not going to go queen e5. But if he doesn't go queen e5 here, like if he goes to a4 and white gets knight f4, now there are definitely some issues for white, or for black, I should say, without queen e5. But yeah, for all the people in chat who are being like, I'm just making some excuses, it's just reality. And I know it's reality because I see it in my games when I play Bullet. Blitz is a little bit different because with the increment I can still keep up, and in 3-0 it's slightly different because you don't start off with 5 seconds. But in pure Bullet, like I am slower. I know it. It's and that's just me being honest. Like, it's not like I'm selling myself anything. I see it in every game that I play. It's gonna be very hard for Levy to win this still, though. I'm trying to think of a way for him to create an imbalance. I still don't see how. Would Prime Bullet Hikaru beat Alireza or Magnus? I mean, I want to say yes. I do, and the reason I want to say yes is because the primary reason that I lose to Alireza and Bullet is that when I get in these scrambles, I just cannot, I cannot play with the speed that I once could. I just can't play with the speed that I once could. And considering how close I still am, I think that to me, it's hard to believe that I wouldn't. But I would say the biggest problem I have, doesn't matter, Blitz, Bullet, whatever, is when I get low on time, my brain just, it explodes. Like, it literally turns into mush, and it's like I can't keep it together. Like, I just can't keep together the way I once could. Like, when I get down to like 2 or 3 seconds, even with increment, it's like my brain just explodes. And we saw it in the World Blitz specifically. Like, I mean, there were quite a few positions that was better, and then once I got into the big scrambles, like 2-3 seconds left, I just could not find the moves to save my life. But it's what it is. It's what it is. All right, let's see what Levy does here. When was Prime Me? I mean, honestly, I would say Prime Me is probably already a decade ago. I'm still very good, but I would say Prime Me when I was like untouchable in Bullet is probably about a decade ago, maybe 10 to 12 years ago. When I was like 25 to 27, I would say that was probably my pure peak in Bullet. But I was also very good when I was like 17, 18, 19 too. So I'm not sure. I don't think Levy's going to play Queen E5. And the reason I don't think he's going to go Queen E5 is he's going to think that, you know what, I've got the time advantage. I want to keep queens on the board. I don't want to make a draw. So I don't think he's going to play Queen E5. Levy has zero norms. Zero norms. Magnus is only 3 years younger than you. Do you think his brain will stop in scrambles? Oh, of course it will. Magnus already. You guys haven't noticed? Have you guys not noticed Magnus already? When he gets slow on time too, he suffers from this as well. Do you guys not see his game against Hans Niemann in the World Blitz? That was like a perfect example of Magnus got too low and his brain just completely fell apart. It was the exact same thing. That second game, I think it was the exact same thing that started happening to me quite frequently. It was the exact same thing, exact same symptom. When do I think chess players start feeling age? I think age has a lot to do with the volume of chess that you play. I've said this on stream before too. But I think that for myself, I think that basically if I wasn't playing chess every single if I wasn't playing chess every single day for literally the last 4 years on stream or in tournaments, I think I maybe wouldn't be feeling it as much. But I think because I've been playing so much chess, it's more about the volume that you play rather than the actual age. Obviously, once you hit like 40 or something, like age is going to be a factor. But I think one of the reasons that like I feel it much more now at like 37 than like say it happening at like 40 or 41 is just because the sheer volume of games that I've played since the pandemic is so massive. Like it's so massive the amount of games that I've played. It's like it's tremendous. Let's see what Levy plays here. Waiting for the move. What can he play? If he doesn't go Queen E5, I mean A4. If he doesn't go Queen E5 or Queen G7, what are the other moves? A4 or maybe Rook A D8. You know what else is massive? Yeah, thank you for that joke. Again, I've already heard that joke like 10 times today. The increment is 30-second increment. I don't love Levy's time usage here either, because I mean, maybe I'm completely off base here, but I think he's literally trying to find a way to keep queens on, because he probably thinks Queen E5 takes knight F4 and it's going to be a draw, and so he's trying to figure out whether he wants to do that or and just basically be solid and make a draw, or if he wants to try and find a way to go for more. I could be completely wrong in terms of what's in his mind, but that's what I think is in his mind right now. I will wait for you. Do I think I've outnumbered the hours Fisher put in chess? Oh, obviously. Just think about the amount of time he spent looking at books. I mean, the amount of information, the quantity, everything. It's like massively more. Massively more. But you know what else is massive, right? So, anyway. Let's see what Levy does here. So, let's see what we got. Waiting for a move here. Levy will lose rating points if the game is a draw. He will. A4 is the only other move that I can think of that you could play if you're not trading the queens with queen e5 or queen g7. If you don't go for one of these two moves, I think a4 is the only other move that makes sense to me. Maybe rook a d8 is possible, but it seems, I mean, it's definitely playable, but it just seems weird to me. I'm really good at chess. I'm okay at chess. Queen b6 is a move, but it doesn't really do anything, because I think still white goes knight f4. Or wait, no, there's knight g3. Oh wait, no, but now knight d. No, now this is pretty obviously winning. Yeah, it's just obviously winning because you get murdered on the diagonals here. The diagonals just crush you here. Have I seen Wesley's video? No, I haven't. I have not seen it. Do I think Tonic can become a GM? Absolutely. Absolutely. Have I ever heard of Garry Kasparov? I don't know. He sounds like that Russian guy. So, let's see what we got here. Do I own my great predecessors? I have the book somewhere, but I haven't looked at them in many years. I did know that Kasparov has Armenian roots. Yeah, that I did know. Yeah. So, anyway. Second only to Magnus, and he says he's okay at chess. I mean, I'm fine. I mean, I don't think I'm as good as I once was, but that's life. Have I watched Squid Games? I mean, of course I watched Squid Games, obviously. I don't know if it's a good I don't think it's really, I don't know what it says about our society that people like watching a show like that though. I'm the main character. I may or may not be in the show. You never know. That's why you watch the show. Okay. See what Levy does here. Waiting for move. Have I watched Beast Games? No, I have not watched Beast Games, actually. No, I haven't watched it at all. Levy is burning through his entire time advantage here, which I really don't like. Really don't like. Really don't like Levy's time usage here. I don't think Levy's going to play Queen e5, by the way. I think he's going to think that after Queen e5 takes knight f4, he's just worse. Because if you move the bishop, as someone pointed out in chat, there is rook to d7 with a potential kebab. Although black has knight c5 here, which is fine, but... I don't like how long Levy is using here. Have I ever karate chopped someone in the neck? No, of course not. I have broken wood though. Because I did taekwondo for a while, and when you do taekwondo, to increase to basically level up on the belts, you have to do the test and you have to break wood. So I have broken wood. That's a little bit different, but still. Where's the proof? Oh, I have it in my I assume that piece of wood, the pieces of wood are still probably in my house in New York. Not my house, but my parents' house. B5 and hope. B5 is playable, but have I ever broken a hotel room? No. The only thing that I've broken is I have broken like 2 mice. I've broken like 2 mice. That I have done. I've broken 2 mice and I broke 1 set of headphones. I have done that. One of the mice actually I broke was when I played Sam Shanklin like 2 years ago in the 2 mice in the opera. It was the opera online tournament. I lost a stupid game in the browser, the classical Sicilian, and I took the mouse and I like threw it across the room. So yeah, I have this is just standard Logitech mouse right now. I mean, Levy's time use is just not acceptable. This time use is really just not acceptable. Just not acceptable. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's not acceptable. It's just not acceptable here. He should have decided like 5 or 6 minutes ago whether to play Queen E5 or Queen G7 or not play it. Hikaru, can I come to YVR anytime soon? I got to meet you. I don't know when I'll go to Vancouver next. I don't really have anything planned. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll try to go to Vancouver at some time later this year. Maybe in the summer would be a good time to go to Vancouver because obviously it's just the best time of the year. But we'll see. I don't have any plans at the moment to go to Vancouver though. I was in Vancouver last year, or no, I was in Vancouver this year, right? Or not this year because it's 2025, but I was in Vancouver about 7 months ago. Quebec City is better. No, I don't think so. Do I look like a hoser? I'm not a hoser. Please relax. So, all right, let's see what we get here from Levy. Still thinking. I've been to Houston, yeah. Last time I was in Houston was when I think I had to get a Russian visa, and while I was waiting for them to process the visa, I went to lunch and I think I had alligator at like one of the Papado restaurants, if I remember correctly. I think I had alligator and it tasted like chicken. Okay, well, he plays a4. Okay, so we get a4, so we'll get knight f4, obviously. Should be played immediately, by the way. Knight f4 should be played immediately by his opponent. I'd be really surprised if knight f4 is not played immediately. Actually, wait, is this... No, wait, sorry, this is a super light. It's a super light. Yeah, this is a super light one. Sorry. I'm really surprised we haven't seen knight f4. I mean, I would just play knight f4 in 2 seconds. Now the board's glitched. Lovely. Like knight f4, and I mean, I assume Levy's going to go bishop f7 and try to keep pieces on the board. Computer actually wants bishop e4, which is a strange move here. It's weird to give up this bishop because it's fianchettoed around the king, but apparently it's a good move. Rook d3 is, I mean, actually Rook d3 is kind of natural too. You're right, because it guards the pawn, and you line up the double stack, and you keep knight f4 in your back pocket. Rook d3 is kind of, you're right. Rook d3 is also kind of natural as well, but I expect knight f4. I'm gonna go get my other piece of chicken. I'll be right back. Okay, plays knight f4 as expected. Levy should go bishop f7 right away, by the way. Yeah, he plays it quickly. Okay. Good time usage by both on the last two moves. Pretty standard. I'm going to predict the next like 2 or 3 moves are very, very critical from the white side. If Levy's opponent can find the way to take the knight on e4, I mean, I think for sure it'll be a draw. But if he can, I think Levy's still got pretty good chance to win the game. Rookie 1 will never be played here. I wonder if this guy will be able to take the knight. If he takes the knight and goes rook d3, white is better. If I were playing a strong player, I would prefer to be white. If I were playing 2250, I'd prefer to be black. So I think there are very high chances that Levy's opponent makes a mistake. Very high chances, in my opinion. Because if he's unable to take the knight on e4, I'm not really sure what the other move is. How you actually can, what other moves make sense here that aren't mistakes. E3 is a move too. I get to E3 is, yeah, I mean E3 is playable. You're right, E3 is playable. Yeah, E3 is playable, and it's actually a human move versus any of the other weird computer lines that are possible. Okay, let's see what we got here. Waiting for a move. Yeah, in terms of human moves besides rook d3 or bishop e4, it's very hard. But rook d3 is this a blunder or not? Is there knight c5? Yeah, now there's queen e5, right? Yeah, queen e5, it starts to get a little bit dicey. I mean, bishop e4, it's just it's a hard move to play if you don't understand there's no risk around your king, because you're getting rid of the fianchettoed bishop. I mean, if he plays bishop e4 and rook d3, white will definitely stack, and I honestly think there's a very good chance that Levy could lose the game. But without bishop takes e4, I think Levy's in the driver's seat here. I think he's very much in the driver's seat, is what I would say. Very much in the driver's seat. I mean, it wouldn't. I mean, obviously, I would play bishop takes e4, but I mean, but for someone who's not, yeah. Oh, he plays b4. He makes a huge mistake. Oh, that's such a bad move. Wow, that's such a bad move. Because now you get a3. I was gonna say I didn't think you could play b4 because you would just realize you end up with a terrible pawn, but he does it. I mean, maybe you're still okay. Rook d4. Actually, maybe it's not. I mean, knight d6 is not a human move. It's a mistake, but p4 is such a bad move to play. I'm really surprised by this move, actually, because it just looks so wrong. You fix a weakness. Bishop is really nice on f7. Don't like it. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get rid of my plate, get some more water. Yeah, a3 played, not surprising. Very easy move to play. Very. No, I don't think it's going to be a draw. I think Levy's going to win. And I'll tell you why Levy's going to win. He's going to win because his opponent has a clear-cut weakness, and White doesn't have any obvious plans. Now it's all Levy who has the easy moves. I mean, maybe he didn't see a3. I mean, but it's... I mean, b4 is just a terrible move, frankly. It's just a terrible move. It's just a terrible move. But I'm guessing that sorry, not guessing. What I was going to say is the reason Levy's going to win is because after queen e5, you have queen b2, you have knight c3, you have rook d8. White has to find something, and black has all the flow in the position. Black has all the flow here. I expect queen a1. Queen a1, queen e5, rook d4 is what I think will be played. But I mean, it's just terrible play. Even at 2200, playing b4, a3, it's very bad. Very bad quality of play. Very bad quality. Very bad quality of play. I mean, I guess there's still rook d4 here to hang on. I don't know how you play b4. It's just such a terrible move. But this whole game, I mean, has been... This is also why I like to stress, you know, at amateur levels doesn't matter, but if you're trying to play at like an IM level or above, like they're like, just because you know the theory is not good enough. Like, you have to understand the themes. So like, I'll give you an example here. Like, the knight f3 was just a terrible idea here. He should have gone e3 and knight e2 to capture, because the knight on c3 covers some critical squares, and then White just stacks the rooks and the queen, and White has a very pleasant position. But this is why, like, just because you have preparation theory, if you don't understand the structures, you play some drifty moves and you end up worse. Like, the only thing Black is playing for here is to play for d5, and he immediately lets Levy even get that. He just puts the queen on b2 where there's no threat on the diagonal at all. So yeah, it's pretty bad. Although here, I will give him a lot of credit. He does spend he only spends like a minute playing queen c2. He doesn't spend forever thinking. So like, Levy needs to start picking up the pace here, because after queen e5 takes, why is this not great? Oh, apparently White's okay, but I mean, let's see. It's really imperative here that Levy doesn't use like 10 to 15 minutes. If Levy uses 10 to 15 minutes here, he could throw the advantage. Queen e5 is something that Levy should play immediately with no hesitation at all. This is just a move you should play in like 5 seconds. I'm worried that he's gonna drift and play like queen b6 or something here. Come on, queen e5, play it. Just do it. Just do it. I mean, actually, I'm thinking even takes, you can just take with the queen. Like, oh, apparently white's okay here. Don't ask me why. No, if queen e5 rook d7, don't you have queen b2? Yeah, you just win the game immediately with the pawn. Yeah, it's just over instantly. Yeah, that's why queen e5 is such a natural move, because you have the hook with queen b2 to go after the queen of the pawn. Queen e7 is also fine, but queen e5 just creates a mat. Oh, you mean takes rook d7 like this? Wait, what? Oh, because you have rook d2. Ah, good point. Good point. I didn't think about that. Good point. Good point, actually. I didn't think about that. Huh. Okay, maybe. No, but wait, queen e5 takes, you just take with the queen. Yeah, this comes back to the line I mentioned earlier where apparently white's okay. Actually, to be fair, I could see this because now you see h5, you see rook d7, you see h6. Like, you could see the boogeyman here. I still think you should play queen e5 instantly with confidence, though. It's a move you should play quickly with confidence. But b4 is a very strange move. Very, very strange move to play. Do 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 do. All right, I'm gonna do a quick puzzle rush because I think if Levy doesn't move instantly, he's gonna spend a lot of time on this move, and I have a feeling he's gonna spend a lot of time. So let's do a puzzle rush. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, wait, there's an e4 pawn hanging. Okay. Oh, that was hanging there, wasn't it? Wait. Oh, I took with a queen. Oh, what was that? Oh, I took with a queen. What am I doing? I don't know. Is rook d2? It's queen g2. It took the queen, not the other piece. Levy hasn't moved yet, which is not a good sign, by the way. Levy should have played queen e5 immediately, and he hasn't moved, right? No, he hasn't moved. Yeah, Levy is spending his time here. I'm not in love with it. It's queen f2. What is that? So bad. Wait, you played queen e7? Okay, it's fine. Yeah, terrible. I have decent pace, but okay, big moment. Will the kid take the knight on e4 or not? If he takes knight, it's still a game. If he goes rook d4, who knows? Actually, wait a second. Sorry, wait. I just realized something. I just realized something. If he plays rook d4, there's knight g3. It takes queen e3, and you just win the game. So actually, bishop takes e4 is almost forced here. It's actually forced move here. It's forced. I could see rook d4 hanging knight takes g3 though. It's not a crazy idea to just think you're guarding everything and just blunder knight g3. But if he uses enough time, he's not going to play rook d4 because that means he'll see the tactic with knight g3. So what do you do here? Let me think about this. If you don't play rook d4 and you don't take the knight, what else do you have? Knight d3 maybe? This is close to lost. Yeah, I think he'll take. I think he'll take and we'll get this position. I will cover both games tomorrow, of course. Yeah, I think Levy's gonna win this game. I'd be surprised if he does. I think there's a very high chance rook d4 gets played here, just blundering knight g3. I would not be shocked if we get rook d4 knight g3. I mean, I don't understand how you play b4 a3 because it's like you create all these weaknesses for no reason here. It's just very, very bad fundamental lacquer thereof of fundamental understanding in chess to play this. Just really, really poor. Really, really poor. I mean, if you don't take on e4, I mean, knight d3 is the only other move, really. Because rook d4 blunders knight g3. Like I said, if he moves quickly, rook d4 is very easy. It's very easy to overlook knight g3. Let's get back to puzzles. Do one more puzzle rush while we wait for the moves. And then we'll just cover the rest of the game. There we go. There we go. There we go. I told you. Did I not tell you? Did I not tell you? Did I not call it from a mile away? I told you. Yeah, I told you. Okay, I should get ready to do my recap. I'll probably do the recap live. Why not on stream? Yeah. Okay. Okay, let me set it up. Is he titled? He's a CM. Okay. Title CM. Okay. Okay, there we go. Let me delete all my lines. Can we watch it? Yeah, we'll watch it one side. I'm just getting set up for the recap. Because if Levy takes G3, it's over. I told you that I had a feeling he would blunder it, didn't I? Didn't I tell you guys I had that feeling? I had that feeling he was going to blunder knight G3. Okay, this looks good. Yeah, Levy took, right? Yeah, of course. Yeah, he just clean blunders it. I mean, really, really poor play. Really poor play by Levy's opponent. But it also speaks back to the difference. It speaks back to the difference between the quality of the play. Yeah, it speaks to the quality of the play, frankly, as well. Because, like I said, this whole game, Levy didn't really do anything special, but his opponent just like fell apart. And this is why one thing that I've stressed a lot is that it's important if you're trying to be a serious player that you don't just study openings, that you understand themes, because knight f3 was a really absurd move. I mean, okay, obviously at my level I can critique the move, but e3 and knight e2 like is so thematic. In these Dutch systems, you always go e3 and knight to e2 here. You always play e3 with knight e2 and you look to stack the rooks, mostly because here the knight doesn't get to e4 and the pawn doesn't get to d5. That's the bottom line. I'm not talking about Levy. I'm saying Levy's opponent. I'm saying that his opponent clearly looked at some chessable course and then didn't know what he was doing the rest of the game. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that basically Levy's opponent looked at some chessable course and didn't understand the themes at all. Oh, where were we? Yeah. I mean, it's just over. And that's the one thing. That's why chess is a game that really, it's a game where you have to actually know more than just like memorization. Of course, the top players are so strong that like when you combine the general feel analysis and ability with memorization, they're very strong. But this game to me, it's a clear sign that Levy's opponent looked at a chessable course and doesn't understand anything about where the pawns belong. Doesn't understand the pawn structure. Doesn't understand the piece play. And yeah, and Levy just wins a nice clean game. I expect him to resign very soon, by the way. Yeah, I told you guys that rook d4 would be played. It was such a natural move to play if you just overlooked the basic tactic. Yeah. No, it's not playable after rook e1. Because after rook to e1, you just go knight e4. It's very straightforward. But yeah, it was very clear that Levy's opponent did not understand anything other than what he had memorized about the position. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you go e3 and knight e2 here, I mean, there's literally like 0% chance that you lose this game. Literally like 0% chance that you lose this position. Not saying that white should win the game or anything, but you never lose. But to be fair, also b4 was an absurdly bad move, like an unbelievably bad move to play, like unbelievably bad. I mean, I really do wonder what the thought process was behind this b4 move. Because I really have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah, b4 is so bad. Like rook d4 is he's already losing his threat. He's losing the thread, but yeah. No, but I mean, it's that fundamentally, like when you think about this position, look at the position. Look at this bishop on f7. When you go b4 a3 queen c2, this bishop now is on an awesome diagonal spying the pawn. This bishop is perfectly placed here with the rook on a8. It's just a terrible move to play b4. It's just a terrible move. So anyway, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to stretch a recap to 15 minutes though, because it's going to be hard on this one. So I'm going to find my game against Galfond. Okay, let's go back to the game. What? 92? What? Wait, what? You just go 90. And now it just completely falls apart immediately. Yeah. 92 and it's over. Levy's are recording them IRL So there's no excuse? What do you mean? What do you mean by excuse? I don't know what you mean. I know what you mean. Okay. Yeah, Levy takes. I mean, it's just over. Okay. Levy paid him off for sure. No shot. No shot. Yeah. No, I mean it's but like the point is you should never blunder. I mean, you should never play b4. Yeah, I mean this is not even going to be. Levy's going to win this game very soon. Okay. And now the kid's going to start moving instantly, which is also really funny too. He should have been moving instantly like 5 or 6 moves ago, and now he's going to start moving instantly once he's blundered and the game is lost. You should never blunder. Well, I mean, b4 was just a terrible move. Like, it's a move you should never play. You should just never play at this level. At the beginner level, I wouldn't critique it whatsoever. But at 2200 plus level, I mean, someone who's 2300 playing a move like b4, that's just terrible. Terrible. The CM won't enjoy the recap. Oh, I'm sure he's not going to enjoy it. Yeah. I'm on the wrong scene. Yeah, no, it's the right scene. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Can Levy beat Magnus in this position? Yes, I think Levy could beat Magnus in this position. Yeah, I think Levy could beat Magnus in this position with black. I was inputting the moves at the same time, so I expect the game to end very soon. I'm just debating whether to do the recap live for you guys or not. My instinct is that I should do the recap live, but I don't know. I mean, Levy should beat anybody in this position, literally, even Stockfish. White is missing 2 pawns. White has 4 pawns, black has 6 pawns. That's why. I would do I would pre-do it, you guys, but the problem is they both have 15 minutes, so I think there's a world where this game still goes on for like another 10 or 15 minutes. In Blitz, maybe I could find a way to survive. If it's the scramble where you each have 30 seconds, maybe I could find some magical way. But I mean, Levy just goes Queen E7 with Rook D8 to trade off the towers here. There's just no way to not win this. Also because, again, this pawn is still a serious weakness in the long term on A2. Yeah, I mean, you should just go Queen E7, lock it up, play Rook D8, use your extra pawns and win the game. Call away. Superman's got nothing on me. One call away. Play this fishing at Stockfish. Okay. Wait, how do I do this? I need to do it from here, right? I'm playing as black, right? Yeah, I'm playing as black. Okay, let me change the scene. This better? This looks better. Okay. Okay, Queen D3 stops Rook D8. Okay, what do I want to do? Let's go here. I mean, g5's good. Bishop d5's good. As long as I don't blunder something horribly here. Although gh5 already maybe a slight mistake. This isn't a blunder, is it? One thing is computers are so good at tactics, so you don't want to accidentally blunder here. I mean, just actually, what am I doing? Maybe I'm making a bit of a hash out of this. Queen h4, queen h3 takes, bishop h3. This has to be winning. No, this should just be. Bishop f5. I mean, I've really made a mess out of this. I mean, I made a big mess out of this, actually. Maximum is stockfish. Yeah. I mean, I can definitely draw this, but without any issues. But winning this, I've somehow made this messy. Also check. Obviously take. Yeah. A strong Latsky, yeah. Yeah. 5 maybe. F4 rook b7 rook b8 takes. F4 rook b7 rook b. Wait, no, wait. Yeah, I should be winning. Wait, bishop g2. I thought I was supposed to take on b7. Levy went rook e7. No, I'm saying I can force a draw is what I'm saying. Let's go here. I'm saying that I can force a draw. The heck did I just do to this position though? What am I? Wait, what am I? 1 2 3 4 5 6 versus 2. 6 versus 3. So I'm gonna be up 2 pawns. I go here. Maybe bishop g6 rook a3 rook. What did I do to this position? Why did I play g takes h5? It was such a ridiculous move. Should have just gone g5. This isn't even stockfish. It is. No. I mean, I can go bishop g6 here, which is probably fine. Maybe I go here. Maybe I just go here and rook d8. Okay, get rid of the rooks, plays. Where did Levy go? We got to move. Rook e7, right? Okay. Still winning for Levy. Okay. Maybe here. Rook e2, probably. Yeah. Wait, rook e2? Wait, rook e2? Bishop f1 or f3? Is that winning? b5. Rook e2 looks correct, but maybe it's a draw there. If I go here, bishop h3, rook e2, king g3, I think that's a draw. It's either f3 or rook e2. Go here. I have rook e2. Maybe b5. Maybe rook e7. Go here. Takes. No, rook e2 has to be a draw. Let's go. Or what's this? Takes is 100% a draw. Oh, the guy blundered again. Okay, let's go back to the game. What do you do? Queen c3. Oh, blunder bishop takes a2. Levy will never play bishop a2, by the way. Levy will never play bishop takes a2 here. Because that allows rook d8. You're never gonna play bishop takes a2 here. Never in a million years. You're just gonna go queen e5. Queen e5, f4, and queen. Or this is fine. Wait, but now there's queen a3. Wait, what? Wait a second. I mean, Levy still should win this game, but after queen a3. Okay, now I'm a little bit confused. Now I'm a little confused. Queen a3, rook e2, but is there no trick? Like takes, rook d8 is what the computer. I mean, this went from like what should have been very clean to what something very messy. And rook e2 is the only good move here, by the way. Rook e2 is the only good move. It's the only good move here. Any other move and you're not even better anymore. I mean, isn't rook e2? Wait, why isn't this just winning? Huh. Wait, what? Levy draws a CM and then I draw Stockfish, yeah. I have this bad feeling Levy's not going to play rook e2. I think he's going to go like queen e5 here, and we're going to get some endgame like this, which is still good. Oh, there's rook. Oh my gosh, there's rook. I have this bad feeling that Levy's gonna play something wrong here. I just have this feeling. I'm not really sure Levy's gonna play rook e2. He does it. Okay, so of course you have to trade. Only move. I mean, rook e2 apparently is the best move. It's a little bit scary to play this. I think Levy still should be able to find this, but let's see. Rook takes is the only move. I mean, it still should be winning, but oh, is there a trick here, by the way? Is there some b5 trick if you go here? Some b5 nastiness with queen f8 there is. Uh-huh. Still tricky. Still tricky. That's why he played b4. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have to trade the rooks. There's literally no other move. Let's see what we get here. Still winning for Levy, but we're in a situation where if white doesn't play precisely, white just loses instantly. If Levy makes one blunder anywhere, like if white plays correctly and Levy makes a blunder, then Levy's not going to win the game. So somebody's going to blunder. I just don't know who's going to blunder here. Someone's going to blunder though. Someone's going to blunder. I don't think I would beat Stockfish from this position, by the way, with black. Wait, why is Levy playing an IM Norman? Shouldn't he play better competition? Because he's trying to farm. That's why. It's what it is. I mean, I don't think it's the right approach, but you know, to each their own. I mean, you have to take the rook, go check and pray, basically. You basically take, you throw in the check, and then you go queen g3, and you hope that you can survive this. I mean, it's like already here, queen b4. Did he play it? He took, okay. The moment of truth. I'm really worried that Levy's going to take with the queen here, by the way. I'm really worried that he's going to take with the queen. That he's going to see the boogeyman here. He's going to see danger, and he's going to take with the queen. And after queen g3, that this is going to go on for a long time. I'm really worried that he's going to play queen. He's going to play queen e2, especially because he's probably a little bit rattled. He knows he blundered the pawn on a3, and so if you're a little bit rattled here, you're probably going to be like, okay, there's a check, there's b5. It's getting a little bit dangerous. Like, I should just take with the queen, hit the two juicers, and just be up 2 pawns here. But again, this position's not actually winning. So let's see what he does. This game surely is being played at the Marshall Chess Club. If it's not, I'd be shocked. Play the fish from here. I don't think I would beat Stockfish from here. Let me copy paste this. Let me refresh. Tell me here, right? Let me refresh this actually. Okay, let me refresh this and do it again. So you're saying here. Yeah, so I'm gonna play it. So I'll take with a rook. I'll go here. I think a computer won king f7, right? But see, like, if I go here, should be winning, right? Oh, it's 0.6. Yeah, so this is not easy at all. No, this is not easy at all. Okay, so let's just watch this. Let me refresh. Yeah, this is not easy at all. Well, I mean, I can see the eval bar, obviously. Yeah. No, I mean, this is not easy at all. I think he's going to take with a queen. My money is that Levy's going to take. I mean, I don't know, if you know you've made a mistake here, you're not 100% sure of yourself, it's so much easier to take with the queen than the rook. Kramnik tweet incoming. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Big moment here. Big moment. Because also after rook e2, rook d8 is the only move. You're going to play rook d8 in 2 seconds. And then here queen g3 is not a hard move to find because rook f2, rook e8. Yeah, as soon as I was like, I'm done, I'm ready to do the recap. I told you to take with the queen. Now after queen g3, the game starts again. Queen g3 is not a hard move to play here either. Because all you have to see is that, not queen h3, all you have to see is that after queen a2, there's rook d7. And like, I mean, if he doesn't play queen g3 here, I'd be actually shocked. I'd be more shocked to not see queen g3 here than anything else. I mean, maybe you can go king g1, but it's a ridiculous move. Queen g3 is not it's such an easy move. You guard the pawn, you threaten h5, and you threaten the kebab with rook d7. It's very, very thematic. I mean, there's almost no way that he doesn't play queen g3 here. If he doesn't play queen g3, then like whatever. I don't even see another move. Like what else can f3? Do you move the pawn? There's a check. There's like literally no move except f4, but like this is obviously losing. There's like literally no move besides queen g3. That's how unlucky Levy is here. Unlucky is generic, so you could get king g1 or something. But if we get queen g3, I'm really not sure. I really don't know if Levy's going to win this. Yeah, if we get queen g3 here, I mean, this is incredibly scary. Yeah, rook d7. I mean, rook d7 is not a hard, I mean, such an easy move to play also. There's literally no other move you can play either. I mean, maybe you can go h5, but rook d7 is so obvious. The only other move you consider besides rook d7 is h5. I'm really unsure about this. Assuming he plays rook d7, I don't think Levy's going to win the game if we get rook d7 on the board. I don't think he's going to win this. Or if he wins it, it's going to be like a super long 3 versus 2 type end game. No, of course h5 lose. I'm aware of that. I mean, rook d7 is like literally, yeah. I was so ready to do my recap and call it a night, and just like that, like, what about queen a8 here? Oh right, there's queen c7 now. That's oy 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 oy. I don't think Levy's gonna win this game. I don't think Levy's gonna win anymore. No, rook takes, queen takes e2. No, you guys, I understand that queen e2 was obviously, it was the practical move to play. What I'm upset with from Levy's standpoint, I'll tell you what I'm upset with. You want to know what I'm upset with Levy about, regardless of whether he wins this game, is that he fell for the classic, there's an age-old saying, or adage, I think is the word, which is that the hardest thing to do in chess is to win a winning position in the game of chess. And Levy was up 2 pawns and he just fell asleep at the wheel. He thought, I can do anything, I'm playing at 2200. He fell asleep at the wheel, he hung the pawn, and like, I don't blame him for playing queen e2, by the way, because rook takes e2, rook d8 looks scary. But just like that, he's really unlucky too, because the last couple moves for white have been only moves, and it's not like they're even hard. Queen g3 was obvious, rook d7 was obvious, and yeah, I'm not feeling it. To win a 1 game, sorry. Yeah, this isn't it. This is not it. This is not it. Yeah, rookie, I think, you know what I think Levy just forgot the pawn was hanging. I think he just forgot the pawn on a3 was hanging, and then after queen a3 you're like oh shit, I hung a pawn, and like now it's something you're like, well, if I go rook e2 and he gets a check, and like there's queen g3 and the queen's infiltrated, my king is weak, there's h5, you're like, oh no, I can't do that. So you play the logical move, take with the queen, but now white only can play queen g3 because otherwise you lose the pawn or you get forked. And then rook d7, also an only move. There's no other move in the position. Yeah, I mean, it's just very lax. I don't, by the way, if I had this position against Magnus, I'd probably be getting ready to make the draw with black. I mean, even queen a6 is this too, isn't there this? Oh no, this is fine. Oh. Wow, white's okay. Actually, if Levy goes queen a6, he still should win the game, probably. Queen f4 will never be played here. If h5, yeah, he does it. Yeah, if we get queen f4 here, I'd be stunned. Doesn't make any sense at all. I guess it just stops queen c4. Queen d6 is also a reasonable move here. Queen c7 is the move that loses to queen c4, and I think there's a decent chance we get queen c7, by the way. Blunder in queen c4. If Levy's in an IM, why is he playing an IM norm tournament? Because he's trying, first of all, he's trying to farm. Secondly, he wants to play something where the stakes are a little bit lower. He doesn't want to play something where, you know, if he plays people who are stronger than him, he gets pounced on. Everyone's going to be making fun of him. So I think he figures it's lower risk and better chance to like avoid having a really bad result. Queen c7, queen c4 is not hard to see though. I think queen f4 is not crazy. But the only moves that I see besides queen c7, queen e6 will never be played. Queen f4 or h5 are the two moves besides queen c7. I think queen f4 is a very reasonable move, but it's not, there's no actual purpose behind it. Playing with lower rated players is riskier from the standpoint if you don't win every game, you'll lose points. But on the other hand, the chance of having a major mishap where you score 2 out of 9 or something abysmal is much lower. Much lower. I expect h5 too. I think h5 is the move we'll get here, by the way. I think h5 is likely to be played. Yeah, he plays h5. I mean, how good is even this, though? Oh, there's queen b4, right. Okay. So you're attacking the pawn. This bad? Apparently this is bad. Oh, there's queen f6 now. Does Levy get an appearance fee? I think he does. Because they need IMs to play in the tournament, so I think he gets a little bit of pocket change to play the event. Not that it matters, of course, but yeah. Queen e2 is a move that I think is fairly likely, by the way. Queen b5 is the best move. The problem for Levy here is he's definitely rattled too. He's definitely rattled at this point. Like he has to know that he's messed this up. Like what even is this even that good? If takes queen f4. Oh, now queen e2's, wait, why is queen e2 winning here? So wait, versus this it's not. Oh, it's because here you have an access on f6. That's why. Like Levy has to know that he messed this up. There's no doubt that he knows he's messed this up. Bonus time comes at move 40. They're on move 36 right now. I think queen b6 actually is more human, by the way, than queen b5 because you hit both the pawns at the same time. But queen b6, there's queen 8. Oh, now, ooh. And now you're actually in real danger of losing the game. You're probably not losing, you're probably fine, but there's real danger now. If he goes queen b6, I mean, queen h4 is not a hard move to play. Queen b5 is a little bit counterintuitive in a way, because it's like b6 makes sense too to hit both the pawns. I hope he puts the queen on b5 because I think there's a very decent chance he puts it on b6 as well to hit both the pawns. Even if Levy wins this, it's very disappointing. Very disappointing. A win is a win. Yeah, but I mean, it's just because like this is a good example though. If he play like one thing that a lot of people don't understand is like I'm always critical of myself when I make a mistake. I'm like, you know, I win a game, you're like, why are you upset? Why are you unhappy? It's because I know it wasn't good enough against Magnus. And what basically I would say the same thing here, where it's like even if somehow he turns this around and wins, this would not have been good enough against someone of a GM caliber. This would not have been good enough. And so like even if he finds a way to squeak it out, it's still really not, it's hard to really spin this in a positive way because you know that it's not good enough towards the goal of becoming a GM. Hikaru, you're spending 5 hours covering Levy. When are you going to train for what exactly? I play Title Tuesday, Freestyle Friday, everything. No, Levy has chances to win still, but it's a very, very thin line because if he plays one wrong move, his opponent doesn't have options, and Levy has options. Like he has queen e2, he has queen b5, he has queen b6. He might have something else. No, I think actually he probably has 1, 2, 3. I think there's a very high chance he goes queen e2, by the way. Very high chance. I think there's a very high chance that he plays queen e2 here. Very high chance. Actually, queen b5, queen c3 is also suddenly really scary because there's a lolly checkmating. I mean, this is very scary. Queen a1 is also a move, but Queen a1 allows white to just take, and then it's an easy draw. The question is, can Levy find a way to not lose these pawns? Because any endgame where he loses the pawn on b7 will be a draw. It's also not helpful that Levy's opponent has 8 minutes here and Levy has 2 minutes. Also not helpful. Oh, you mean queen b5, queen c3? f4 is a move. You're right. f4 is a move. Apparently bishop f3. Again, let's see what we get. This is all very, very, very far out there. So let's see what we get. I will say Levy would not win this position against Magnus now. Earlier I said he would win it against Magnus, myself, or anybody. I would say if you were playing at 2700, he would not win this position with black here. Okay, plays queen b5. Good move. The moment of truth. The moment of truth. I don't think we'll get h takes g6 here. I think there's a very good chance we get a blunder like queen c7 or something as well. Queen c3 is very tricky move. Honestly, if I were playing, I might just take and go queen c3, but it's hard to do this because you know you're down 2 pawns here. Well, let's see. No, h takes g6 is also fine, by the way. H g6 is fine too. But the reason h takes g6 is probably better is because after queen c3 f4, bishop f3 is not an obvious move here. Although maybe h g6, computer says h is also fine, but whatever. Let's just see if we get queen c3. Big moment here, big moment. I still think Levy, I mean, the pendulum swings with every move. If we get queen c3, Levy's not going to win. If we don't get queen c3, queen c3 h6, Levy will win this game, I still believe. But I mean, his technique has not been good at all. This has not been anything near GM level technique from Levy in this game. Not even remotely close. Problem is that he has 6 minutes. Like, you can, if you use your time here, you should be able to reasonably work out queen c3. Why does queen d6 lose, by the way? Like, why is this one winning? I don't know why this one's winning. So wait, this... Oh, the difference is you don't get this... Wait, why is... Oh, because you have a queen to block versus the queen on... Okay. Yeah, still very tricky. Oh my... You know, chess is a strange animal. Chess is a strange animal sometimes. Chess is a strange animal, isn't it? I mean, how does this kid play b4? I mean, b4 is literally like one of the absolute worst possible moves on the board that you can play. And now he just starts finding every best move. I mean, vote for Pedro's. I mean, chess is so strange, isn't it? Chess is such a strange game sometimes. No, I mean, it really is. Like, how do you play b4 and then you just play all the best moves? No, it's not sus. It's just bizarre how the mind works. It's just really bizarre how the mind works. Yeah, but now you just take on g6. And you just take and go queen f6. Oh, but actually there's rook f8. Rook f8 maybe? Okay, maybe not so simple. No, wait, Levy still has rook f8. I missed rook f8. There's still rook f8. H6 is losing. Well, no, H6 is just losing, right? Check. Takes. Oh, no, this is... If he plays H6, Levy wins the game. If he plays H6, Levy will win the game. It's a 50-50. I think he's going to play H6, actually. I think he's going to go H6 here. Because I think he's going to see this end game. He's going to think that he's fine here. Which he is fine, by the way. I think he's going to go H6. That's my prediction. We get H6. That's my prediction, is that we get H6 here. Oh, he takes. Okay. Okay. So Levy will take, and now will we get Queen F? I think he's going to play Queen F6. This is also a very easy move to play. No, Queen F6 is a very easy move to play here now. You have no other oh my gosh, you've got no other options. He's going to play it, right? There's no other move that you can play here. Queen G3 is ridiculous. No, I mean, you have Queen F6 is the only move again. Queen F6 is literally the only move that you can play here. I mean, it's you have to go for it. It's desperation time. You play Queen F6 and there's no other move here. Literally, there's no other move that you can play. Rook takes B7, Queen takes F2, and you're just losing. There's no way you go rook b7. Let's see. Yeah, Queen F6, Queen H5. There's a Bishop H3. You don't actually play King G1, right? Or wait, no. Actually, you have King G1 still. Oh, I assume he'll go Queen F6. It's the only try. You're down 2 pawns here. Anything else, you lose the game, right? Yeah. King G1 me? No, but King G1, there's just Queen E1 and you lose. Yeah. Right? Oh wait, there's Rook E7. Uh-huh. I don't actually know. I don't see any other move that makes sense here, to be honest. Yeah, of course. And now after Rook F8, you go Queen D4 and you guard everything, and you've choked it. Although, wait, Levy will check. No, sorry. We're going to get check. And will we get Bishop H3, G5, which is winning for black or not? That's the question. Still a moment. Still a moment. There's still a chance for G5. Because you have this. Yeah, every move is critical here. Although I think Levy's more likely... I think Levy will play check. But what, why is this... Yeah. His opponent's not going to go Bishop H3. I think he'll play Queen H5. But the problem is once you go Queen H5, if you see that there's G5 here with G4 and Bishop E6, and you go King G1, there's literally no other option for black. You have to make the draw with Rook E1. There's no other option. I think he'll play Rook F8. My prediction is Rook F8. It's move 39. Levy only has to make 2 moves. He's fine. The thing is, I don't know how he's going to win this either, though. I'm just trying to think. So we got this, and someone said G5 is better. This is losing? This is losing. Okay. Levy still keeps winning chance with queen h5. I think if Levy plays rook f8, queen d4, it probably will be a draw though. No, I think there's 30 minutes, right? Or am I wrong? Okay, tricky move from Levy because rook d4, there's queen c3 and you win the game. Actually, you don't win the game. But check. There's no way to win if we get this. There's actually no way to win. If he plays rook b7, it will be a draw. And this is move 42, by the way. Rook b7 is pretty obvious. Bishop f3 also a good move too, apparently. Bishop f3 is a really sneaky move, though. Really sneaky move. Bishop f1 is also a move too. I mean, the only thing with this line, though, by the way, is that if you see this, you might think that black can sack the rook, but I think it's just a draw because you just dodge on the dark squares and the bishop can't touch your king. So if rook b7 is played, it's a draw. It will be a draw if we get rook b7. Bishop f3 also will probably lead to a draw. Any other move, Levy wins. Problem is actually Levy's opponent has no other options, though, because rook d4 queen c3 is very obviously bad. And so you kind of have to go for it and hope that it's good enough. You have to go for it and hope that it's good enough here. So I think we'll get rook b7. Maybe. Bishop f3 is too hard to play. You won't play bishop f3. I mean, b5 is actually not terrible. No, this is losing. Okay. Yeah, you'll never go b5 here. How does Pedro get all the obvious best moves unlucky? Because he doesn't have enough pieces on the board. The problem is the moves are too obvious. King g1 loses to rook e1. No, you go rook b7, and if Levy has it, Levy has it. Yep. And it's going to be a draw. It's move 41 too, you guys. That's move 41. So I'm going to step away, go get some water. That's move 40. Players get more time. Now, if the players got no more time here, I think Levy might actually even king h3 is fine. Levy might actually win, but the players get 30 minutes here if I'm not mistaken, right? This is move 41 for white, so white has 30 minutes here. Chat told me you get 30 minutes after move 40. Am I wrong? Wait. Wait a second. Wait. You guys told me that there's wait, schedule. Oh, so my bot has it wrong. I thought there was 30 minutes. No, king h3 is a pretty reasonable move. Levy has great chance to win after rook f8 now, by the way, because if you don't go queen h4, there's g5 and you lose the game. Although queen h4 is not a hard move to play either, by the way. I think Levy's going to check on g4. That's my prediction. Rook f8. Okay, so queen h4 only move, by the way. It's not a hard move to play, by the way. Yeah, king h3 is not a move I would have played there, by the way. I would have gone king g1 and just pray that there's no checkmate, but... Okay, queen h4 only move or g5 and you get mated on the king side. Queen h4 will be played, I think. Still very hard for both sides. Only move. Queen h4 only move here. It's 90 plus 30. There's no more time. Okay, so yeah, my what I said about it being a draw for sure is wrong. If there were 30 more minutes, it would have been a draw because he would have spent 10 minutes and found king g1. But let's see. Yeah, queen h4 only move. I don't think he's gonna find it, by the way. I don't think he's gonna play queen h4. 9 8. He's not gonna play it. Yeah, he's not gonna play it. Yeah. He does? Wow. Yeah, very, very shaky game for both players. I mean, queen d6 maybe. Queen d6 makes sense. Oh, is there queen e7 here? It's also queen e7 now. Okay, queen e7, I assume. Yeah, queen e7's pretty obvious here now, too. Bishop f3 draws won't be played. Queen e7 will be played if I had to predict a move. Queen e7. Queen g3 loses, I believe, but I think he's gonna blunder here. Yeah, he plays queen g3, which loses, right? Yeah. Okay. Queen c3 only move. I mean, no shot. If we get queen c3 here, I'd be stunned. It's still a draw, but the moves are impossible. He's gonna play queen g5 and lose, I think. Yeah. Yeah. This loses, right? Oh, wait, no, it does. Wait, what? Oh, wait, it doesn't lose? Wait, what? It does lose, but only because of queen d4. Another... Oh, man, these are so tough. Every move here is so hard for both sides. Queen d2, though. Levy should win this. His moves are much easier than his opponent's moves. And now bishop f3. I mean, bishop f3 is an... Levy just put his opponent in a spot where bishop f3 is the only move here. Bishop f3 is literally the only move. Oh, Levy, why did you do this? Bishop f3 is the only move here with king g2. I mean, there's no other move here. Bishop f3 is like the only move, literally. And now the king gets safe to g2, and Levy has messed it up. Now the tricks of chance for Levy to win are almost impossible because White's king is safe, Levy's king is pinned. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how Levy creates a trick now. No, self-pinning your king like this is absolutely insane. I mean, if he played queen d4 or queen d2, he finally wins the game. Like, I mean, a lot of credit goes to the kid for surviving. But to play king g7 self-pinning and now White's king gets safe, and I mean, Levy has to be a little bit careful not to lose this game. Maybe not really, but like king g2. Like, was he gonna play rook h8 and queen f4? And yeah, Levy's gonna need to be a little bit careful not to lose here. He's gonna need to be a little bit careful not to lose this. Queen d6 is what he should play here. Like, is this actually good? No, now you're risking losing. Yeah, queen c5 is a very stable move to draw the game here. Queen c5 is a draw, I believe. Am I wrong? Let's see. Queen c5. No, queen c5 is a draw. Is there any way to win like rook b6? Is this a blunder? Nope. Like, what about rook b6, bishop e8, and b5? I guess. If you get queen e7 or queen c5, I mean, it should just be a draw. Queen h4 also a draw, but it won't be played. Queen g4 a blunder? Not there, sorry. Queen g4. No, queen g4 is fine too. Yeah, it goes. Yeah. It's not impossible to win, but the chances are dripping down in a hurry. The only move that his opponent has to find is find rook d7, rook d6, and this is also not very hard either. Actually, bishop g4, like even this, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a draw. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say it'll be a draw because Levy's going to try to squeeze the endgame with an extra pawn, but it's a draw. No, I mean the NM's, I mean the CM's played very well. He's played very well, to be fair. Yeah. King f6, there's just rook c7. I mean, you're just losing the pawn for nothing. Very, very poor from Levy. Very, very poor. Very, very poor. Very, very poor. I mean, this is not even close to GM level. Yeah, rook c7, and it's just a draw immediately. Actually, rook b6 is better. Sorry, rook b6. Yeah, just rook b6. Because rook c7, you still have bishop d5 to pretend. But rook b6, and what are you going to do? Yeah, rook b6 just kills the whole game immediately. I think there's, I mean... Even bishop c6 is good enough, but I think he'll play rook b6. Yeah. No, Pedro's played well. This is why you vote for Pedro. I mean, to be fair, like, he played a couple of really lemony moves and he was completely lost. But he really, I mean, he really showed good mental resolve. Like seriously, like, it was been so easy to just, like, play quickly, just lose the game. And then he found great moves. I mean, he found some really... I mean, queen g5 was losing, but I mean, he found all the moves. He found what? Queen g3, rook d7, queen c3, hg6, like all these great moves. Yeah, you just take and go like rook d6 or something. Bishop c6 is good enough too, but Levy's gonna play on because he's gonna hope for some kind of like... He's gonna do a little bit of the hope chess. But I mean, obviously it should just be a draw. Okay, rook takes c6. Only thing you can't do is here is you can't get too low on time as white. You can't get too low. Gotta go. This is not a move that I love, by the way, because now Levy can try to sneak in with the king and some kind of g4 funny business maybe, although I guess f3 g3 bishop e4 is just rock solid. But let's see. Played king e5, of course. I mean, if Levy wins this, I'll be kind of grossed out even more because he doesn't deserve to win at this point. Just move, dude. Okay. Bishop e6. I mean, still a draw, but like it's getting a little bit iffy here. Like Levy should play bishop e6 in 2 seconds here. Blunders are still possible, by the way. Still possible. Why is he... Why isn't he playing bishop e6? Okay, does it. I mean, if he goes rook b1, rook e1, it's fine. Rook b2 with bishop b7, also fine. But let's see. Big moment though. Still some small chances. Some small chances. Yeah. Okay. Levy will probably play rook b8 if I had to guess. Yeah, g4, okay. Probably rook b1. Rook b1, rook e1, I'm guessing. c6 you could lose, right? This could definitely be losing. Yeah, you have to go like rook b1 and start checking. It's not obvious, by the way. It's not obvious. Gotta move. Gotta move. It's a nice move, actually. Huh. That's a really nice move, and I'll tell you why. It's a really nice move because what Levy is hoping for is he can get this position where he starts pushing his P and all these ideas. But after rook b5, if he gets c6, your king has to go back, and then all the bishop d5 ideas die immediately. Like, you get some position like this, and you can never go check because there's c7. You could get bishop at rook and bishop versus rook, I guess, but I doubt it somehow. Levy agrees to a draw. Okay, wow. Horribly disappointing. Horrendously disappointing, by the way. Horrendously disappointing. Horrendously disappointing. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame Levy for taking a draw there, but very, very disappointing.